These are some of the most useful bases I've ever built in 99 Nights. Starting out with the Deadliest base, then the biggest food base where I had pretty much all the food a person could need for 10,000 nights, then the Richest base, the biggest farm base, and finally the biggest log wall base. So let's get into it. Today I'm going to be building the Deadliest base in 99 Nights in the forest, and the way that I'm going to be doing that is right now I'm playing the base defender class, and pretty much what the base defender does is you spawn in with defense blueprints already, but when you place them down, which I'm not gonna do just yet, you can actually upgrade them, and because I'm the level 3 base defender, they do even more damage, which means that the cultists that are gonna come to my base are pretty much gonna be dead in 5 seconds. But it also means that we do have a little bit of a rough start because I don't really have anything to use right now, but we do have fire level 3, so let's go loot for something. There we go. Okay, we got a revolver, that'll be useful. We also have 4 wooden chairs. That's 20 wood right there. So we got a really good start. I can pretty much get the old bed instantly. But for building the Deadliest base, we're gonna have to go out to the very far edges of the map. That way we'll be able to get more defensive blueprints, which is what we really need. But let me get the old bed. There we go. Now I just need fuel. Alright, just as I say that, we got some fuel canisters back here. Or actually just one. Don't know why I said fuel canisters. What in the world? I hear the deer. I'm not even joking. I hear the deer. I think he might be stuck on a tree back at the base because I don't see him chasing me, but still very weird. I genuinely thought the deer was gonna come out on day one. We did get the good axe though, so we need that. Just need one bunny foot then to get the good sack. All right, we got level 4 fire. Now I just need one bunny foot. There we go. And with this, we'll be able to not only get the good sack, but also the spear. There it is. We can go get the first 2 kids pretty quickly, but I do want to get our fire to max level first, so we're gonna do that just because finding defensive blueprints is already pretty rare, and I want to start finding them as soon as possible, because to make the Deadliest base, we're gonna need more than just 3 traps. We also got a gold chest here, hoping for a strong axe off the bat. That would help us to get wood pretty fast. No, okay. Defensive blueprint. I would rather have this. I am actually really glad we found one super fast. I'm also hoping we can find a rifle, maybe out of this building. Nope, but we did get some good ammo. We found where the anvil is. We're gonna need this in order to get the hammer. So I think I have it on the map now, but I just realized I haven't even built a map yet, so we're gonna have to do that. We did find the second kid's location as well. Gonna touch the hill so it's on the map. We found a tire. I'm gonna get that so I can build myself a Volkswagen Beetle. I'm also about to die of starvation, so let me eat a few grapes. There we go. I don't even know if these really are grapes. They really do look like grapes, but they're just called berries. Is a grape a berry? I have no idea. Alright, so we have 2 defensive blueprints. Both of them I believe are stakes, which is not bad. That's what I want. I'm not sure I want any of the bear trap ones, but then again, I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen those ones be upgraded. Maybe I can even make one now, but it might not be upgradable because this is just a regular bear trap. I'm not seeing the upgrade, but possibly for the actual defensive blueprints that you can find, maybe you can upgrade those, and I do not know what they look like. But so far, I'm thinking I do want mainly the barbed wire and the stake. We also did find where the first kid is. Good to have those locations on the map for when we need it. There we go. We got the rifle too. So now we're pretty much good on weaponry. We did get some leather armor. Not too much more that we genuinely need. We also did find the stronghold. Not sure if we're gonna need to raid that, because for the most dangerous base, or really deadliest base, don't know if there's anything in there that would help us. Maybe the chainsaw for wood, but then again, we don't necessarily need it, and it might be a waste to raid the entire thing for an item we might not get. Alright, we just got a bunch of fuel. This should bring us up to fire level 5. Yeah, there we go. Now I just need wood, and we'll get ourselves a crock pot, stable food source, and then I think I just want the strong axe and more defensive blueprints, and we can get this base started pretty quickly. I also do want to go get the 4 kids though. There we go. Okay, this is happening kind of fast. I've already found 2 defensive blueprints, and we also spawned with one. I don't know how I found them this fast, and also how I found all the kids so fast, because we now found where the 3rd kid is as well. Let me just make sure I touch the hill just in case. Now if I find a strong axe, this is the perfect run. The Guinness World Record certified. Dude, you've got to be kidding me. How am I finding so many defensive blueprints? I would actually rather find the defensive blueprints now just so that we know we have them for later. And I also haven't found any bear trap ones, so I guess this is going perfect. Okay, never mind. I take it back. I take it back. I'm dead. I am dead. I'm a dead man. Okay. I heard the deer coming behind me too, but I think he just teleported over to the raid that's going on in my base right now.
There we go. We got iron armor 2. I'm getting pretty much everything I need right now. Just need that strong axe or even the chainsaw if we could find a mythic chest, or rather the ruby chest as it is properly named. What in the world is happening right here? Bro is walking in place. He is trying to hit his calories for the day. 20,000 steps a day for the deer, and maybe he'll leave me alone. But now we have a total of 4 defensive blueprints. We could also trade the alpha wolf pelt, which gives us a strong flashlight or an old flashlight. Really tough decision to make here, so I think I'm just gonna go with a strong flashlight for now. All right, we got another good chest. I'm hoping for a strong axe or another defensive blueprint, and it seems like maybe it's not the fully gold or almost fully gold chests that give you the defensive blueprints the most. It might be these kind of chests. And dude, I am at a loss for words. How am I don't know if there's a buff in luck for the base defender class, but the levels don't say that. They don't give you a buff and drop, or if it does, it probably just doesn't say. But I'm glad that I'm getting a ton of them either way. It's also another barbed wire. Haven't gotten any bear traps yet. If I get one more defensive blueprint, okay, you know what? I'm fine with that. Strong axe, we have a ton of defensive blueprints. I'm gonna go try to find more, of course, but I think we have a very good start for our base now. Dude, there is some kind of buffed luck, and I still haven't gotten a bear trap yet. I genuinely don't know what's going on, but it might be that these chests now pretty much only have a few things, and the defensive blueprints might be the most common thing you can find. That, or I am literally getting lottery level luck right now. All right, if I get one out of here, dude. Okay, medkit. Something different now. It at least informs me that there are other things in existence. There we go. We got a second medkit. These are all really good drops out of these chests. There's not too much that I don't need. Maybe if I got another strong axe, but then again, I'm glad I got it the first time. Got an oil barrel. That'll be useful. I think I hear the 4th kid. And we got another defensive blueprint. Still no bear traps as well. Insane. There is the owl. I actually kind of prefer the owl now because you don't just die and you have to deal with the wolves. Never mind. The deer is kind of hard to deal with because if he chases you around for too long, then he gets really fast and you're most likely gonna die. But the owl is not that bad. All right, let's put this stuff in here. We might have enough fuel to get to the final fire. Not that close, but we do have now, I don't know how many defensive blueprints. We have quite a lot, and I'm very glad about this. It's gonna look for a very nice base, and the strong axe will help us to get more wood, which we will need for our walls, and especially I do think I want to make some kind of narrow hallway in order to get the cultists to go straight down the hallway, dealing a ton of damage to them and killing them before they can even get into the base. But for now, with the wood that we do have, we're gonna make a biofuel processor, put that right here, and finish off the fire while also getting a bunch of saplings to get even more wood for the walls that I do want to build around this base. What would be really cool though is that if we got aliens tonight, I would most likely be able to find a laser wall as well, but sadly didn't get them this day. All right, this will bring us to fire level 6. Now all we need to do is build this base out. So I'm gonna make a few walls just to start it, and as for where I want the door, I think we should put it on this side. I think it would look pretty cool with the deer coming directly at us, because I'm pretty sure this is the side where the deer comes in. So we're gonna have one wall right here. Then I want to figure out what the length of a trap is so we could place it inside of the little hallway here. So if it goes to just barely past that white line, if I can keep that image in my head, should be right here is enough room to place our traps. And then I'm gonna have to get the wall to go behind this rock and then all the way around. But for now, let me leave my defensive blueprints right here because this should be where we're gonna place most of them, maybe all of them. I do want to make sure that the cultists actually go through here and that they don't just start jumping over the walls, which means maybe I should make this base a little bit smaller. We can have this be on the edge of the circle right here, but then we can cut it in a little bit early, maybe so that it's right here, because the cultists, if your base is absolutely massive, I do believe that they stop caring about the entrances, or maybe that's the later days. Not sure, but I do want to make sure that this works. But now that we have a good start to our base, let's go get all 4 kids. Could probably get the first 2 in one day, maybe even the first 3, but the 4th one will definitely have to be on its own day. All right, got the first kid. Now I got to race over to get the second, who is, I believe, near the top of the map, and 3rd kid is at the bottom left. This might be a little bit difficult. They literally formed some kind of triangle with all of their dungeons, but we'll just go as fast as we can. All right, got the second kid. I do have to make sure I don't drop them at the base out of order, because if I I do, then their tents are going to be swapped around. All right, first 2 kids are at the base. Now let's quickly go get the 3rd kid. And instead of bringing him back to the base just now, I do want to loot around there a little bit longer, hopefully to check out some of those gold chests, or almost fully gold chests. That way I could see what the drop rate is for defensive blueprints and which chests are the best, because right now it does seem like the striped gold chests are the best. We also have 2 facilities right here, so I think we're gonna skip finding the 3rd kid because there is a raid about to happen, which does mean that we're getting close to night. So in order to save my own life, I'm gonna take out these raids, which are safely indoors, or not raids but bases. So let's see, out of the gold chests, I believe you can get the gem of the forest fragments. Got a diamond out of that one. Not sure if you can get defensive blueprints out of here. I would think so. Got a morning star though, that's not bad. All right, we took out this base. Now let's see what we can get, because if we're not getting any defensive blueprints, it might be worth it to loot a little bit closer to the campfire in that 3rd ring, or maybe not 3rd ring, but the ring that the 3rd kid is in. All right, I do think it'll be worth it to look just a little bit closer to the campfire, because I didn't get any defensive blueprints from both of those bases. But we now have the 3rd kid and another one of these good chests, hoping for a defensive blueprint. Okay, giant sack is not bad, we will take that. So now let me just stay slightly away from the edge in the lighter green grass so we can probably find some chests. We do have the ice biome here though. Don't want to be in there because I don't think you can find the kind of chest that I'm looking for. So I'm going to take this engine, we're going to head back to base, and then we're going to go around the ice biome and start probably somewhere around here. All right, 3rd kid is safe. So now we're going to go get the 4th kid, and then we should be good to just loot up for as many defensive blueprints as we can. There we go. Got the 4th key. We also have a mythic chest. Really open for a chainsaw. That's what we need right now to get a bunch of wood. And we got it. I promise I am not hacking. All right, all 4 kids are safe and back at the base, and I realized a fundamental issue with our hallway. It is gonna run right into the purple kid's tent, so we're gonna have to move all of this, but luckily we did find the anvil earlier, so we'll go make ourselves a hammer and we'll move around our walls. Or if anything, we can just leave the walls there and then place one in the doorway and build a doorway somewhere else. All right, we got about 60 wood now. Make however many walls we can get. So we'll plug in this hole, which fits pretty nicely. Pick up our defensive blueprints. And then we're just going to continue the wall, and we'll most likely build the door on the opposite side because there's not really anything over here. But wait, now that I think about it, I don't even think we need the hammer because we plugged that hole and the defensive blueprints, they're not placed yet. So I think we're good. I don't think we need the hammer yet. Also trade the bear pelts. None that we need though. But we did complete the trades. I kind of want them to add a polar bear pelt trade because that way it would make it a little bit more worth it to go out to that biome. But then again, I have no idea what he would start trading. Maybe some pretty rare stuff, like for a mammoth tusk, a chainsaw. That would be really nice. A guaranteed chainsaw if you do a lot of work. That would probably help me for a few videos. Wait a second. Now that I realize though, I did want to make the base a little bit smaller. So let me actually go get the hammer and we'll move these closer to the tents. And then the doorway, we'll have it be right here. There we go. Okay. So apparently you can get defensive blueprints out of the gold chests. And I'm glad that we got one that isn't the bear traps either. I kind of want to get one that's a bear trap just so that we can test whether or not you can upgrade those. All right, we got the hammer. There is a raid going on at our base. So that means we're going to have a few days to prepare before the next one. And I think by then we should have something pretty good going. All right, let's pick up all of this and we're going to have it be just barely not touching the tents. Maybe the strings here, but not the actual tent. So we'll do something like this, then curve it around to the squid kids tent. There we go. Now that way we keep our base smaller, hopefully guaranteeing that the cultists are going to walk through the doorway that we're going to make. We also somehow managed to get our trees really close to the crafting bench. I'm not sure how, but this is very nice. It'll help us get our stuff into the crafting bench faster. Wait, what? How am I getting attacked tonight again? Is that a thing? 2 nights in a row? Did they change it to a random chance? I thought it was on a schedule before. That's interesting. Okay, I think that might have been a bug. I still hear the drum music, but we're almost halfway into the night and they haven't showed up yet. So I definitely think that was a bug. Yep, no raid happened. And the drum music just stopped as it turned day. So that's pretty interesting. We also do have the furniture trader in town. So just to decorate the base a little bit, let's see what he's got. Round wooden table, 2 fences, signpost, hedgerows, and magnolia. We can do something with that. But we can also use our hammer to pick up some other things like this table, this rug, this thin table, little nightstand. And if I find the basketball court, we can get the hoop and we can also get the basketball. And who knows, maybe the deadliest base needs needs to have a basketball. That way, if it lands on one of the spikes, it explodes. But while we wait for our trees to grow, let's go look for some more defensive blueprints. No way you saw me, man. I did not think that I activated it, or at least got the meter up to the thing. I hope he cannot fly. Not in this mode. We should be good up here. And there should be a chest in here too. Yeah, there we go. How in the world was there a wolf in here? My good sir, how did you climb up here? So I do think I was getting really lucky earlier, because now I'm looking at these golden chests. We got an oil barrel, and over here we got a strong flashlight. There is one more chest, but I do think that the luck from earlier was really good. So whatever we have, we definitely have enough, but it is still crazy that we found that many. But we did find the basketball court, so I want to get both the hoop and also the basketball, which you could put in your inventory. Interesting. And you can also shoot it. So we are going to be playing the world's most dangerous game of basketball with the world's most dangerous defender. Okay, good, he disappeared, but you could see he has his hand up ready to block any shot like you can't imagine. All right, so let's take our basketball and our hoop. We're gonna place them both right here for now. Gotta make sure this doesn't roll away though. But we have all of our trees grown, so let's put this into the crafting bench. We might have enough to finish out our wall. You know what, I don't think this is gonna be enough, because I do want to make this a very elongated oval shape. That way we have a lot of hallway for all the traps. That way the cultists should be dying before they even get close to inside the base. Now, in order to get the really long hallway that I want, we are running near to the border of the base, so we're gonna have to make some torches as well. All right, we definitely have enough for 10 torches, but I'm not gonna make 10 because I don't know exactly what that'll do to where the cultists spawn around our base. So for now, we're just gonna place 3. All right, I think this should be a good enough distance, but I do want to make it probably 2 torches bigger, and then I'll be happy with that. We'll have an insanely big hallway, which will allow us to place all of our traps. All right, so this seems to be a good spot for a door right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that and then place another wall and then pick up this wall, and this should be a good enough gap. So now we have to connect this around on the other side. Furniture trader is back in town. We got blue signposts, 4 hydro intersections, 2 red camping chairs, a barrel, and 2 sunflowers that I can buy. Not the best lot of furniture, but we will try to do something with it. All right, this is going to be good enough. This should at least connect this wall for now. A blizzard. Wait, what? I have never seen a blizzard. Don't know what that does, but now that we have the outer wall done, we need to place a row of straight walls going like this and another going on this side, so that way we have our hallway full of traps. So let's start with the 4 walls that we have now, and there is a raid that's about to come as well, so we can actually start and see how well the base will hold up. All right, we got that. Now let's place a few of these. We'll place some stakes here, we'll place some right here, and then some barbed wire in between in this alternating pattern. But not only that, we're gonna upgrade all of them. So the stakes go from looking like this to like this. The barbed wire just gets darker, and there we go. They are pouring into the base like that. We got 2 cultists already. We got a 3rd one coming in. He's dead. Not sure where the rest are. There are the rest. Okay, they're coming in. That was all 6 of them dead in I don't know how long. But the thing about the traps is that you can't really pick up their bodies very easily, but that is a really good sign. So now we just need a little bit more wood to extend our base. So I just planted a bunch of trees, gonna burn up the rest because we don't need them. And when we have this done, we are gonna have a very, very strong base. So let me place some more stakes as well. Gotta make sure they're still in that alternating pattern, and then we'll leave the rest for right now. And we still do have so many left. We also have a lot of scrap left, which should allow us to upgrade every single one of them. You know what? I have a genius idea that I want to try out. It might not work, but if it does work, then it'll be pretty cool. We did leave some cultists back here, so I'm gonna get all of their attention, and then we're gonna head back to the base and see if they just instantly die in the trap, or even if they can't follow me for that long. Seems like the arrow guys won't follow me, but these guys probably will. All right, we are almost there. Just got a little bit. Actually, we're not even halfway there. Okay, this is kind of far. And the owl is here of all times. That is not good. Dude runs really fast too. So I'm just gonna make it for the base. We'll come back to get the cultists. They should not be there still. Let's see, I got my flashlight out. I do see them. We are close to the base. The owl just... What in the world? Why are you moving like that? Why are your toes just flipping up and down? That does not look right. Okay, he's stuck again. Okay, they're still here. Get their attention real quick. There we go. Owl is back again, taking a med kit in advance. Yep, almost died. The cultists cultists can come in my base though, but the Alpha Wolf and Owl can't. Or never mind, I guess the Alpha Wolf doesn't care about the rules anymore. No way. They just died by accident. They just died. I didn't even lead them in there. They just went in there. I guess that does show that we have quite literally the deadliest base in the game. But our trees have grown, so let's cut these down, get the wood from them, and we should be finished with the hallway. All right, so now let's place these walls. I do have only 4. We might want to get 2 more. That way we'll have a very long hallway coming right about here, which does seem to be a good distance. So let me go get a little bit more wood. All right, we got our final 2 walls. Place them down, and now let's place the rest of our traps. So I do want to place some barbed wire in between here, just like this. Penetrator is actually immune to death. That's pretty cool. Place these stakes down, more barbed wire, even more stakes. And I think all I have left are stakes, so we're just gonna place them as close as we can together. And there we go. We have an entire hallway just filled with traps. So now let's upgrade all of them. Gotta make sure none of them are stuck at the first level. I don't think any of them are even gonna make it halfway through the base. This does look very nice. So now it's just a matter of getting a bunch of raids to come to the base. Let me place some of our furniture down. And I have a genius idea. We will have a basketball hoop right here and a basketball hoop right here, so that the Dino Kid and the Kraken Kid can play together. I'm not sure where the 3-point line is. It's probably behind the hoops, to be honest. And then we'll have another one facing the campfire, just like this. So if you do want to make a free throw, you have to either make it in, or you're going to make it in the biofuel processor and destroy the ball, or you're going to have it get caught on fire and destroy the ball, or you're going to have it get all the way over here on the spikes and destroy the ball, making it the most dangerous game of basketball. And be careful that you don't lose the ball if you're playing over here and it hits the spikes and destroys the ball. But now that we have the basketballs, I'm curious, how do you throw these things? How can I make me a basket? I want to get in first person, throw it up there. Okay, I have not destroyed the ball just yet. Let's see, throw it a little bit like this. Okay, I hit the fire and I've destroyed the ball, but luckily it is fire resistant. Not really, but we're calling it that. Go straight up in the air. Okay, hit the rim. Gotta get it from a side angle off the backboard. Still over, but let's see how this raid's gonna go. We got a crossbow guy. He's dead pretty much instantly. Another one dead. Another one dead. Thank you for coming in. I think they might start walking over each other to the point where the first traps aren't even going to do anything anymore. I think the raid's over, by the way. I genuinely think that was it. I think they just died really fast. Yeah, I don't see any of them outside. All right, that is good. Another raid gone by, but I still have not made a basket, so I will not stop until I do. I think I'm going to move it back a little bit. Gonna pick up the biofuel processor. We also did beat 99 nights. Not bad. I'm also curious what these antlers in the background are for, because they only appear in the cutscene. All right, so we have it right here. This should be easier to make a basket. Aim for the top of the backboard. Almost. Where did it go? Wait, what? Where did it go? I genuinely don't see it anymore. Is there a certain amount of uses you have per basketball? That would be interesting. All right, we'll pick up this one. We'll aim for a little bit lower on the board. Almost. Just at the, okay. Is that where it went? Maybe that's where the last one went. I'm gonna go searching for it. Don't see it. Okay, so it probably didn't come back here. There might be a limit on how many times you could throw it. That or it just disappeared. All right, I'm gonna aim way up high. I think that made it. I think that made it. We're gonna count that, and if I didn't make it, then I will retire from the NBA. But so far, I'm about to get a new contract, $40 million probably per... Wait, there's a basketball. Okay, we found it. I have no idea how I got over here, but we're gonna make this one too. Aim it way up high. Okay, that one didn't make it. I wish they would add nets to this if you placed it in your base. That would make it pretty fun. But while we wait for more raids to happen, let's go get some more traps, just in case we might not have enough. But I think we might have enough. All right, we didn't find a gold chest, but we did find a mythic chest. Not sure what I need out of it. I'll take some kunai though, not bad. Not sure where I'll use it, because for right now, we have enough defense on our base. Deer is hungry tonight though, so we're gonna camp it out up here. All right, we're getting raided tonight, but I haven't found any more traps yet. All right, so I'm pretty sure the cultists always spawn when you get near the base, and I just saw 3 health bars go down right there. So we have 3 left, or 4 left actually. Cultists are coming in as well. Now these 2 got stuck, probably because they were aggroed on me, but if we just lead them through like this, there we go, we're good. We also did get a gem of the forest fragment that I think I just got stuck, and a microwave. I think I can get the microwave like this, but the gem of the forest fragment I think is genuinely stuck. I have a genius idea though. If I take my other 2 and if I place them right here and I make a 3, that should be bigger to grab, or I just wasted all of them. Yep, I think I just wasted all of them. Or the hammer should be able to pick it up though. I say should, but it doesn't look like it will. So if the cultists are brave enough enough. They can grab my forest gem fragments and, well, that is if they make it out alive. All right, I just realized I had one more gem of the forest fragment. So I'm gonna make the bold move and see if I place all 4 of them. Maybe then it'll be big enough for me to pick up. Let's see, is there any 1 pixel we can see? Don't think so. So we might have to wait for these traps to start breaking, but then again, this front trap hasn't even broken yet. Or maybe there was one ahead of it, but I don't think so. So I think this might just be stuck here, but not too big of a deal. We are here to just see how well the base works. And honestly, I might wait just a few more raids and we're gonna be good. But while we wait for these raids, let's figure out what we can do with all of our furniture. For the green rug, we're gonna have that be the player's field for our basketball hoops right here. If anything though, it looks like a white rug now. We do have a table, so we'll set up a table in the back corner here, very nice and cozy. We have a thin table, so we're gonna set that up back here, and I'm gonna try to stack my oil barrels on it. We're just gonna see how this works. We're gonna do 3, and then we're gonna stack the 2 up on top of it, just like this, and then just like this. So there we go. We don't have one more though, so maybe I'll have to go find one, but for now it does look pretty nice. And then the fuel canister we'll put right next to it. Got a magnolia. I think we do have a few flowers, so I'm gonna pick up all the flowers and we're gonna try to figure out where to put them. But I did forget about the most important part of this base. To make it really the most deadliest base in the game, we need to have Kevin outside guarding it. Now you may not know, but Kevin is actually a deadly assassin with 4,000 confirmed kills, probably all over the world and a few on Mars. He's the most deadly bodyguard known to man, and so we're gonna have a nice little chair for him as well if he wants to take a break. But when the cultists do come by, Kevin will absolutely karate chop all of them and probably give them a few splinters before they even make it into the trap right here. Now for our flowers, we're gonna place some around the table right here. And then for our amaryllis, let's place that as a nice flower for anyone who makes it inside the base. A nice little decoration for them to see. Blue signpost for Kraken Kid. We do have quite a few hedgerows, but I'm not sure what we can do with them. So I might just put them back here as a little forest area. Start out with the hedgerow intersections. We'll put a regular hedgerow to fit right here. And then there we go. We have a nice shrubbery area back here. Not sure why I would go back here, but I do need to place those down. I do want to place everything. We do have another wooden table as well, so we're going to place that right here. We also do have some camping chairs, and we are getting raided tonight, so that's perfect. Camping chairs, we're going to put that around the fire. Actually, you know what? We're going to have these be the audience seats for each game between the Kraken Kid and the Dino Kid, and hopefully they don't get hit in the face with a basketball. We're also going to place our fences and trellises on the farm back here. Nothing too crazy though. And there we go. We have a tiny little area back here for our farm. And lastly, we have some wooden stools and a purple rug. For purple rug, we'll put that in front of the Koala Kids tent. And for the stools, we're going to put 2 on each table. Put a seat here. Actually, that is a little awkward with the table leg being there, so we're going to have it be more diagonal. And then for right here, put these on the side. All right, not bad. That should be all of our furniture now. And I do have the location of all 3 basketballs, so everything's going good. Now what I also want to do is make some shelving. I want to make 2. One of them we'll put right here, and we'll use that for our bandages and med kits. So we'll put the bandages first, and then our med kit. But for this second shelf, I do want to see if this will work. We could put it back here, and we'll see if the basket... Okay, good. The basketballs go on the shelf. It's kind of like when I was in elementary school, and we had a bucket full of balls, and you had to be lucky to get the good ball, because I'm pretty sure there were just some balls in there that were completely flat. The teachers just did not care. Play with a flat ball. Go have fun, Timmy. Now, it is kind of hard to get them to stay on the shelf, because they do hit each other when you place them. So I think what I want to do is if I put it right above the shelf, it should just bounce on it and stay up top. All right, that should be good. Might roll off. I think it will. Okay, rolled off. It is a little hard to get these things on here, but at least we do not use literal flat balls. I do hear the traps going off though, so let's see. That guy died instantly. I think we got 2 more coming around the corner. There we go. Still working. The piles are getting taller. Don't think that's it though. I didn't see a cultist gem drop. I don't see where the there he is. Okay, he did go through and he did end up dying, and we did get a gem of the forest fragment that we can actually pick up. So now back to trying to place these basketballs. They do seem to spin because I'm not holding it. I'm not spinning it. I'm not moving it. I'm just letting go of my left click, but they do still seem to spin. Just needed to stop moving. That's all I needed to do. There we go. Wait, I think we got it. As long as it doesn't knock off the other one. There we go. Okay, basketballs are finally shelved. Peltrator is back today. He's got nothing, so he's just staring at my base. That's pretty cool. But with with that, we could pretty much just keep waiting for the raids, and our base is pretty much complete. For a quick tour, we do have our seating and eating area over here. We have the 4 kids tents, basketball court right here with our own shelving for the basketballs, another hoop right here for the most dangerous game of basketball if you want to play it or if you just want to free shoot. We have our oil barrels and fuel. We have our bandages and med kit, crafting area over here, tiny little farm, and our garden area. Not a bad base. Oh, and I also forgot to mention the 17,000 traps leading into the base. So let's wait a little bit longer and we'll see how many raids we want to go through. But so far, I shouldn't be touched. This should be pretty much an AFK base at this point. Well, I was planning on waiting for more raids, but we did lose connection. But still was a pretty good base. Because the fishing update is now here, I can build one of the coolest bases in the game. I'm gonna be building the biggest food base, where I'm gonna have 3 walls. One with the max level fire ring, the second where we have 5 torches expanding the base, and the third where we have 10 torches expanding the base, all with different types of food. Now you just saw it, but I have no idea what we're gonna do with this base yet. I'm not sure which food we're gonna put in which ring, but I do know it's gonna look very cool. Now I did just realize though, I'm playing the fisherman. Instead of playing the fisherman, I'm actually gonna play the farmer. That way we can get a ton more food, and that should be more efficient than just getting better fish. So let me quickly get fire level 3, and we're also gonna be getting all 4 kids for this base. Alright, fire level 3. Now I do need to go find a weapon before we go get the first kid, because I do want to be careful. I don't want to die. Or actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take all this coal, and this might be enough to get me to fire level 4. See if this works. Almost. Let me actually just get a bit more wood, and we can get level 4 fire pretty much right off the bat, and hopefully that'll help us find a weapon faster. Alright, there we go. Got 3 wood left over for a map as well. We're already doing pretty good. We're gonna build this base as fast as possible, giving us more time to make it really good. There we go. Okay, we got a rifle before even anything else, but this will be good enough to go get the first kid, and definitely the second kid. We just need enough ammo. Wait, whoa. I think they fixed it. The farmer used to not actually give you apple trees, but we just got an apple tree. Interesting. Okay, so I could pick the apples just like this by putting it in the sack, and I think you cut it down just like any other tree. So actually, that'll help us to get a bunch of apples. We could use that as part of our food. So we're just gonna start a little pile right here, and right now I'm just eating a bunch of morsels because I don't have any stable source of food yet. But let me get the good sack real quick, and now let's go get the first kid. Alright, first kid is safe. I'm also gonna get the good axe with the... Oh, interesting. Wait, why in the world would I trade for an old rod? I'm actually a little bit curious about that. There's like 17 of them back here. Yeah, I see them right there. They're all right here. I wonder, why does he trade them? That's interesting. Maybe in the future they won't have this building here. I'm not sure. But let me try to cut down this apple tree, see if it gives more wood or less wood. Yeah, it seems to be about the same wood. We got 3 right here, 3 right here, 3 and 3. Okay. Now for this base, I'm gonna have to get an absolute ton of scrap because we're gonna be using shelves to build our walls. And each of those, although they're only 2 scrap, it is still gonna be a lot of shelves. Alright, we just got level 5 fire. We also got a spear. So let me use that to go get the second kid. And I'm trying to think what we should do for this base. I'm thinking the inner ring should be the more rare foods because I'm not gonna have as many of them. And then the outer ring should be some just ridiculously easy. So I think the outer ring, what we should do is, because even we're playing the farmer class, the outer ring should be full of fruit or vegetables that you grow out of the ground. Don't think you can grow any fruits in this game yet. Actually, I can grow the apple because I'm the farmer, so we might put that in the outer ring as well. Well, it's a little difficult to get the second kid when all 4 of them are chasing you, so let me revive. Alright, second kid is now safe. I do need more rifle ammo before I go get the third kid though. But we have a ton of wood and scrap, so let me upgrade the crafting bench twice, and then let me also start to get farm plots, which we're gonna be using these in these asterisk-like patterns. So right now it's in a plus sign, but you can plant, I don't know, like 10 of them on top of each other by doing it diagonally and very precisely, which will allow me to literally water like 10 farm plots all at once, making this way more efficient. And because I'm the farmer and I have the max level, every single farm plot will get me at least 1 pumpkin. So we're gonna have a very nice food source and also a lot of pumpkins for our wall. But in order to start the wall, we do need the level 6 fire. So let me get the sundial just so I know what time of day it is. We got a minute 40. I think I should just go out and loot, try to get some fuel, and then come back to the base. Okay, this is perfect. I just found chili seeds. I'm gonna pick those up. I'm also picking up all these fruits and vegetables, and the chilies will actually add a lot to our variety. Now, the one thing I do need to do better is that I haven't been picking up cakes, I've been eating them. So instead, we need to pick up the cakes and bring them back, and I'm wondering how many we can get. Got a bunch of fuel. Don't think this is enough for fire level 6 though. We're about halfway so far. Alright, just got another farm plot. So we put it just like this, and we can put a bunch more when we have the wood for it. So let me actually go get more wood, and then we'll also replant the saplings, and while we're going out and getting scrap and fuel, we should have enough food for what we need. We only really need 20 farm plots and maybe a few other things. I'm not exactly exactly sure yet. We're gonna have to think about that. All right, we already got some of our food to grow, but now I'm gonna start separating it. So pumpkins we'll put here. We'll pick up the apples and we'll put them over here. Add our carrots right here and corn off to the side. Now these are all most likely gonna be in the outer ring, and then I'll probably put fish on the middle ring because fish are decently easy to get. But as for the inner ring, I'm wondering what we can do. But let me just get some chilies real quick because I do see a bunch of them around me now. All right, there we go. Got 25 chilies, and I'm actually gonna go grab a few more. I also do want to get the berries. These are gonna be nice for the base. Put our berries off to a separate pile, and so far everything's going good. I just do need to go get more fuel. So let me also get a biofuel processor and a boost pad. I also just realized we do need to get the third kid. So we found the place by accident, but I do need to take care of these wolves too because I prefer life. Not having bite marks in your legs is actually a pretty cool feeling. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it, but that's what I'm trying to do right now. Got the bear pelt, which will give us the final pelt trade, and an oil barrel. These are what we need right now. Got the strong axe too. That'll actually help us to get some wood. There we go. All right, we're back to the base. My fire is also about to go out, so it's a good thing we have fuel. Third kid is back at the base as well. Pelt trader also just showed up. That's perfect timing. And we have more apple trees as well. Let me get the iron armor. We need that right now. I'm getting close to dying quite a lot. All right, let's see. Do the apples just fall? Okay, they do. So you can just cut down the trees and the apples will be there. All right, we're about to hit fire level 6. I'm just gonna get a few of these carrots. We're gonna be growing a ton of them anyway, and that should get us to the max level. There we go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut down all the trees we have right here and get a few more farm plots just so we can get our fruit up pretty quickly because we are gonna be filling up an entire level 10 torch wall with a bunch of vegetables and fruit. That's probably gonna take quite a lot, so it's always good to start as soon as possible. I'm also curious how many farm plots you can get in one spot. So let me craft 2 more, and with this will be 5. So there we go. There's 4 and there's 5. Use the watering can as well. There we go. So now we need to build an entire wall made out of shelves around this circle, and then we'll make it bigger with torches. So one thing I just realized, the apples seem to be bugged. If you pick them up after chopping down a tree, they don't appear in your sack. There's nothing in here. And I'm not eating them too because my hunger bar is not going up. So for now, I'm just gonna eat and they don't even work. Okay, so don't just chop down the tree. Make sure you pick off the apples if you can. So in order to preserve the apples, I'm gonna plant these in a line like this. Not as a wall, but just to have them a little bit separate. But we do also have 50 more wood, which means we're gonna have a total of 10 farm plots now. So I wonder, can we plant all these? There's 6, there's 7, there's 8, there's 9, and there's 10. 10 farm plots in one. It almost looks like a circle now, but because I can water them all at the same time, it makes it a lot easier. But now let's make all of our shelves, which will actually be 30 old shelves already, and let's see if we can fill in this first wall. All right, we just placed all of them. That's 30 shelves, and we are close to being done. We have about 25% left to go. But now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go get a bunch of scrap because we're gonna need about 60 for all 10 of our torches and also a ton more for the walls. So I'm gonna be looking for things like washing machines, tires, microwaves, and also the engine. And we will also make a crock pot. That way I can have food whenever we go out, but also for the wall, which might be what we make our inner wall. Inner wall will be stew, then we'll have fish, then we'll have fruits and vegetables. That actually might work. Or maybe the inner wall could be, I actually do have a few ideas now, because what are we gonna do about things like cooked meat and cooked steak, or cooked morsel and cooked steak? Not exactly sure, but at least I have ideas now. We also did get the morning star, so not bad. All right, this is really good. We found a very big lake with the bones in it, and we also found the 4th kid's location. So let me see if we can get the 4th kid really quick. All right, this will be the last bear. Key fell right in there too, and we got the 4th kid and a mythic chest, and we got the riot shield. I don't think I've ever actually used the riot shield other than just holding it out. Okay, this is not good. My flashlight just ran out of battery, and we're out in the very outer ring with a bunch of bears and the deer chasing me. I hear his footsteps, but I don't see him. We're also low on hunger, so I need to make it home as fast as possible. All right, we're back to base. I'm gonna eat a couple pumpkins. All right, 4th kid is safe, slightly over the apples, but that's fine. And our apple tree grew, so now let me grab all these by hand. There's also a few of them that seem to be in between. Yeah, right there. Okay, this is interesting. We got a bunch of our farm plots to grow. We also got a piece of cake. So let me put that off to the side. Let me grab all these pumpkins too. It's an insane amount of pumpkins. It's like 11 pumpkins in just one tiny spot. Insane. We're gonna have a lot of food. Grab all the corn as well. There were more pumpkins than corn. Then let me grab these 50,000 carrots. I'm also gonna use a few of these for some biofuel because we're gonna have a ton of them anyway. Let me also get this wood, and we're gonna see if we can build even more farm plots on top of the ones we already have. All right, we got 50 wood. Now I am gonna use half of it on building torches, or actually that was a little bit more than half, so that way we'll be ready for when we want to expand the base. So I'm gonna build 2 more farm plots, a bunch more shelves, which should definitely finish out the wall. Then we'll place our torches for the next wall. So let's see. All right, this will make 11, and this barely will make 12. Insane how you could just place all these right on top of each other. But now let's finish that wall. All right, this should be the last. Actually, I want to place 2 shelves just in case. I want there to be no gap. There we go. All right, the first wall is officially complete, and I do
do think we should make this inner wall full of, maybe not stew actually. Maybe the second layer could be, I'm not sure what I want to do. Meat is insanely hard to get. This amount of meat, oh, is absolutely ridiculous. This is going to be so hard to get. So the first wall, we're definitely making meat. We're going to make it cooked morsel, steaks, and maybe even a few ribs if we go to get some mammoths. Now we have fish and fruits and vegetables left, and also stew. Now I'm thinking that the middle wall will make it full of fish. I think that would look pretty cool. And then the outer wall, we will make that of stew and vegetables and all that. So stew will actually be with the vegetables. And we also got another piece of cake because we have so many farm plots. It's actually coming by pretty quick. All right, so I'm going to put my shelves off to the side, or at least the extra ones that we have. Then we're going to place our 5 torches around the kids' tent. So 1 for each tent. And then we'll also put 1 behind the campfire. So now the new wall is going to be out here with even more shelves filled with fish, which is probably going to take an insane amount of time. I'm hoping maybe that sharks will take up an entire shelf. That would help a lot, but I guess we'll have to find out. All right, so I think what I want to do now is we're going to go get our fishing rod to level 2. So I'm going to use these fishing spots right here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to use this one. I want to use one that's further out and is a level 2 lake. That way we can get some salmon a lot faster, and although it might be a little bit harder, the XP is worth it just because the mackerel barely gives you anything. All right, here we go. This should be a level 2 lake. The color does look different. Yeah, there we go. We already got a hard one right off the bat, and I failed. There we go. Yeah, that's a ton of XP, so we just got to keep doing this. All right, so far we got 6 salmon, and also we're halfway to level 2. There we go. Our rod is ready for upgrade, so let's grab all this salmon, and then I think I'm gonna go out to the level 3 lake to try and get the strong rod as fast as possible. Put it in there, get the upgrade. All right, so let me drop off these salmon. We're not gonna be cooking them because if we cook the fish, they're all gonna be the same exact color. But now let's see, where is the 4th kid? I remember a lake being by where the 4th kid was held. Actually, don't see it. Okay, it might be right here, this bottom right. It is covered up by a chest a little bit. We're gonna have to go down to the bottom right. We also got more trees growing in, which means I think we'll be able to finish out our farm plots and make as many as you could possibly build. Okay, we're not there yet, but we have 4 more farm plots, which means this will bring us up to 16 in one spot if we can get them all placed, which it seems like we'll be able to. There we go. It is insane how many of these you could place on top of each other. But now let me head down to where the 4th kid was kept, and let's fish in that lake. Got another piece of cake, and here's the lake that I was looking for. So let's see what we can get. I'm thinking the swordfish shouldn't be too difficult. It might be just as difficult as the salmon was with the old rod. Okay, this is actually pretty easy. Hold up. Okay, it was a coldest gem. Nothing crazy. All right, now we got something going. That's the sword. Oh, dude. That gave me like a third of my XP. That is insane. All right, we got another one coming right here. All right. 1 more fish and we'll get the strong rod. All right, should be it. There we go. Rod is ready for upgrade. Let me take all this stuff back to the base. Okay, this is insane. This is just an insane amount of food. Now I'm going to let it go by maybe a couple more days. That way they should... Actually, no, we're going to do that later. I want to have all of them be in sync so that we have everything grow all at once. So for now, let's actually harvest all this. And in order to make a bunch of stew, I actually have a plan for that. I just need the materials to make the crock pot. It is insane how many pumpkins we have. We're starting to have more pumpkins than anything else. All right, let me go upgrade our rod. And then for today, we're going to get some more wood just so that we can get the final farm plots that we need. And then we'll go back to fish some more for all the fish we're going to need. We're going to need an absolutely insane amount of fish while also getting some wolves on the way, maybe even bears, and maybe even mammoths. That might be the most worth it because mammoths are kind of easy to take down if you know what you're doing. And they do give a ton of food, but we'll see. I would like the tactical shotgun. That would help me a ton right now. But then again, the ammo is expensive, so I don't know. Okay, this will be enough to make all 20 farm plots. And we're going to see. I'm assuming this will work. Place all of them. Yep, there's a spot right there, just barely. Try right here. Yep, there we go. And let's see. This might be a little difficult, but I do see it. So there we go. And there is all 20 farm plots in one place. So I'm just going to water all of them. And then I'm going to wait a few days to even harvest it. That way they'll all be on the same schedule. So we'll just have a ton of stuff growing all at once, harvest it, and then repeat. So now what I want to do is I want to head out and actually get more scrap. We'll have that for our wall, but also to make the crock pot because we do want to start making stews as soon as possible. Okay, this is good. We got 2 bases and a water tower right next to each other. That's going to be a lot of scrap, but first let me try to get my stuff without dying. There's so many animals around here right now. Now I could just snipe down at the crossbow guy because he's actually the most dangerous. His aim is insane. I have no idea why they made the aim so incredibly crazy on this guy because it used to be worse, but probably a while ago they made it better. Oh, you've got... Dude, what in the world was... That was Batman?
All right, take 2 to go get my stuff. All right, I have to be careful. I'm gonna try to take these guys out one by... And there's a bear. All right, I think I took out everybody. But there's another wolf that just spawned, though. All right, that should be everybody. I'm gonna check up on the roof just in case. All right, there's one more guy off to the side, but at least he's not on the roof. 2 guys, okay. Got 1. Okay, I'm out of rifle bullets. This is not good, but I do have the things that are trying to chase after me inside of the base. So we'll just take that and we'll take all our stuff. I do need food right now, though, so I'm gonna take a med kit and eat some raw food. All right, let me just get the last 2 chests, and we'll actually have a ton of stuff. Now, let me get the water tower, because this always has good stuff. Nothing here on the bottom. We did get a microwave and oil barrel, though. All right, I'm gonna quickly loot this base, which is pretty easy, because all you gotta do is get the stuff on the bottom just by running through, and then when you manage to parkour up top, no one can get to you. I do really badly need some food, though. Insanely badly. So I'm gonna take my morning star, and we're gonna go get an alpha wolf really fast and eat the raw steak. Okay, now I'm heading back to the base. This is a little dangerous to still be out, but furniture trader's here too. So let me grab these coins and then see what we can get. We can add a little bit to our base. Let's see what he's got. We're gonna get our rainbow fish lounger. We're gonna get the snowman and the icy throne. Then we'll get some flowers. That'll help make the base look nice. And then we got the flowers. We'll also get the hedgerows because it is a food base. So the hedgerows will look nice around the farm, even though the farm is tiny. So I wonder how we're even gonna use those. All right, we got 95 scrap. So that'll get us the crock pot. We just need a little bit of wood. All right, we got enough wood. Now I want to show you guys something interesting that I saw in a YouTube short. If I put my crock pot right here, then we build 4 wood rain storages and put them around just like this, pretty much touching the crock pot, just like this. This looks pretty good. We can now take an absolute insane amount of carrots, and instead of having to wait for our stew to cook, we could just drop all of the carrots into here, and it'll continue to make stews pretty slowly because usually you have to take out the stew to do it faster, but it will still cook them pretty much automatically. So we're just gonna shove all of our carrots into there. All right, we got a bunch of carrots in here, so that'll just start making us stews, of the which it's already made us 2. All right, now that we got our crock pot going, let's make the second layer wall. So we're gonna craft as many shelves as we can, and then we're also gonna pick up the leftover ones we have, and I'm assuming we might be able to finish half of it. So let's start from right here and then work our way clockwise. Okay, I messed up a little bit right here, so I'm gonna instead go the other way, and then we'll eventually get a hammer to fix that. All right, so we have a little gap right here, but it shouldn't really matter too much. I just don't want to curve it inwards right here, because then that just leaves a wall in between it. It's like a secondary mini wall for this lake, but we're just gonna keep going. All right, here's our last shelf, and with that, we'll actually have finished more than half of the second wall. I just need the hammer to fix this little mistake right here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go get more scrap so we can finish the second wall, and then we'll finish the third wall, or at least that's what I'm planning on doing, and then we'll start getting meat for that inner wall, because the inner wall is gonna be the hardest. Getting meat is not easy. It takes a lot of ammo, or if I use the morning star, I should be able to get a lot of steak from wolves. I also got a mythic chest right here. We will take that. All right, thorn armor isn't bad. We'll take that. All right, we're running out of area to look for scrap, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the winter biome, make some bunny ears, because we already have 2 bunny feet, and then we'll get scrap over here, which should be slightly easier. Actually, I might as well just get the Arctic fox spell. I just got 2 already. Now it's 3. All right, we got 3 pretty fast. So let me go make that, and then getting scrap actually should be easy out here. There we go. We reached day 99 in 1 minute less than 2 hours. So we got a little bit longer to go until we can finally get this base finished. Just doing a ton of preparation right now. We have 130 scrap. This should be good enough to definitely finish the second wall and also get a huge portion of the last wall done. I have no idea how many shelves I have. 130 shelves though should be about 65 shelves. And there we go. Second wall is complete. But before we build the third wall, I do need to make more torches. So we're gonna have to go get a little bit more scrap. But then we can start filling this thing out with as much food as possible. All right, we've waited quite a few days for our farm. So now let's finally harvest it. And all 20 farm plots should be synced up. So we got 17 pieces of corn, probably 20 pumpkins. Yeah, there we go. Exactly 20. It's an insane amount. Got a piece of cake, extra piece of corn that I didn't get. And now an absolute insane amount of carrots, which we're gonna drop both a little bit into the fire to get that up and also into the stew maker. All right, fire is about max. And then let's just keep dropping these in here. All right, this looks pretty good. Starting to even cover up the crock pot a little bit, but we'll let that go. And now I think the best thing to do is to go... Actually, you know what? We're gonna fish a little bit right here. With the strong rod, it probably is gonna be really easy. That way we can get a ton of fish for this second row, because there's no way I'm filling the entire second row with sharks. That is insanely hard. No way. I got a clownfish the first try. That's insanely rare, is it not? Yeah, I got a mackerel the second try. I guess if I keep fishing, I'll tell whether or not the clownfish first try is rare. It seems to be insanely rare. Okay, that's interesting. I got 2 clownfish now.
now. And although I'm getting mostly mackerel, I do think that the 2 clownfish is insanely rare. What in the world? Yo, I just got a swordfish out of here. I have no idea how rare that is. Actually, you know what? It might actually be worth to fish out by where the 4th kid was, because that's a level 3 lake. And I'm thinking, if I put mackerel here, how many can I fit? 6 mackerel per shelf. But a swordfish, I actually don't know that. I actually have no idea to tell. But I do think I might be able to fit less swordfish per shelf, which should fill up the shelves faster. But for now, let's take all of our fish and we'll put them over here. All right, I seem to have messed up the timing for our fruit to grow, or maybe there is no way to sync it up, because now it seems like it's not synced up, but we'll still harvest it anyway. All right, this is actually starting to lag me out a little bit. It's about full, pretty close to being full, but I think I'm just gonna let that sit for a while because it is starting to lag me a little bit. Now let me go out and get some more scrap, which we'll need for some torches. All right, we're back to the base. I'm starting to run a little bit low on scrap, or at least areas to find scrap, but we can make our last 5 torches and even more shelves, so that's good. So now let's place our torches, 1 more behind the crafting bench, and then 1 more for each of the kids' tents. All right, so now let me pick up, I'm gonna just pick up half of these, and then now we have the room to make the final wall for the base. Now the 10 torch wall works a little weird because I can only build out this far, but it does say I have more room, so we'll have to build just as close as we can to the edge. All right, with this we finished just about half of the wall, so now let's pick up the rest of our shelves and see what we can do. This does give me confidence though, because we are running a little bit low on scrap, but we're almost done. All right, with this we actually don't have much left, maybe 30% of the wall left to create, and then we can start filling it in. But let me also get some more food, because dude, I have no idea just how much corn and pumpkins and carrots we're gonna need for that final wall. I'm also gonna start putting off my carrots to the side. Maybe we could fill up a few shelves with these as well, because our stew maker is just full right now and I don't want to lag us out. Actually, it's not that full anymore, but I don't want to make it full again. All right, I'm gonna head out today to get what should be the last bit of scrap that we need. But let me actually grab some food first. I don't want to starve. You know what? In order to get a little bit more scrap, I'm gonna take out the 1st level stronghold. That way we get the cultist prototype and maybe even the experiment, but I know we at least get 2 of whichever ones it gives me. So let's actually do that. Shouldn't be too difficult, especially with the morning star. And there we go. So we got a prototype, an experiment, gem of the forest fragment, 2 cultist gems, and now we got the mythic chest. Hoping for a tactical shotgun, because that will help us to get, there we go. Okay, perfect. Actually, that will help us to get a ton of meat. I'm actually gonna start bringing back some as well. I think the first places that I want to go check are the places where the kids were held, because there should be just a ton of meat right there. All right, the stew maker is starting to go down a bit, so I'm gonna just put these carrots off to the side, and then we'll pick up all the stew, of which I have no idea how much is in here. It is a lot. All right, just start dropping these, and there we go. Probably doubled or even more this pile right here. All right, so let's take the scrap that we have. We'll build almost as many shelves as we can, just so we don't waste, and let's see if we can finish this 3rd wall. Then we'll just go get as much meat as we possibly can with the new tactical shotgun we got. All right, I'm glad we didn't build too many shelves, because now I only have 1 extra and all 3 walls are done. So now we're gonna have to fill these up like crazy. We're gonna start with the inner wall. We're gonna leave everything else and just start with the inner wall with meat. So let me start by putting some cooked morsel right here, and then we'll put some cooked steak right here, and then we'll work the steak this way and the cooked morsel this way. Dude, it is just insane. We have a mountain of pumpkins over here. I'm just eating pumpkins for food right now. All right, I got my tactical shotgun. Don't know how many shots. Okay, we got the owl too. That's not good. I'm also about to die, and I don't have any heals on me, so I'm gonna have to be very careful with how I hand, and I'm dead. All right, we got a bunch of food. I think we also got 2 polar bear pelts. We got 1 here, and I think another one from the polar bear we killed earlier. Just need to find that. We also have more meat here, so I'm gonna remember to come get that. But for now, I think what we can do is make the polar bear helmet. Yep, we should be good to do so. There we go. Now I'm gonna try to kill a mammoth and see if that is worth it. All right, let's see how this goes. It will give us a few ribs when we kill the mammoth as well. All right, there we go. We got actually a bunch of steak, but I don't think that's worth it, because although the steak does give you more hunger, we're just trying to fill the shelves right now. Okay, this is perfect. We got a fishing spot right here, so what I'm gonna do is keep backing out of it until we get a shark, and that way we could see how many sharks will fit on a shelf. All right, we got our first one. We also did just get the old boot, so we'll take that, but I did forget the shark thing. So although I'm kind of glad we got the old boot, I do need to get sharks. All right, we got all the meat here. There might be a bit more back here. Okay, perfect. All right, let me start sorting some of this meat that we have.
Gonna try to grab all the morsels and then just place them on the shelves. But we have so much stuff right here. And I think we could fit about 4 morsels per shelf. Yeah, okay, so it's not dropping anymore, which is actually pretty good because morsels are easier to get than steaks, and actually less of them go on each shelf. All right, this is what we have so far. Almost 3 shelves of steak. We had a little bit of ribs on there, but one of them fell off, and a ton of cooked morsels. So we're not halfway done, but I think we're about 25, maybe 30% done. So this is gonna be a little difficult. So now let me see if I can find a location where the third kid was kept. Here was the first, I think here was the second, but I don't see the third, and that's not a good sign. Okay, the meat is now starting to fall like it's moon gravity. I think we have so many pieces of things like the vegetables back at the base that we're starting to lag out the game. Oh yeah, this is not looking good. This is not good. Okay, this is pretty bad. All right, we got some meat pretty fast. We're also gonna grab this scrap because I'm thinking for fishing we might as well make a teleporter, because I do think although it'll take a lot of scrap, it'll be worth our time to do it, because then we'll be able to go back and forth between fishing a lot faster and even bring the fish back to base a lot quicker. So let's see, we have 36 scrap right now. We can get the crafting bench 4. To get 2 teleporters we need 50 scrap and 30 wood. The wood is very easy. We have a bunch laying right here, so we're gonna get that very fast, but the scrap is what I'm worried about because we were already low earlier. But I do think that just from fishing we can get some scrap anyway, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go fish, and then the scrap that we get or maybe even find while doing other things, we'll use that for the teleporter. All right, I'm lagging a very decent amount now. Everything's moving really slowly, so in order to combat that, we're gonna start placing our fruit and our vegetables, and I'm assuming that should make it less laggy when stuff is on the shelf. All right, we got the last of the pumpkins, and so far we already have all of this. Let me just fill up this last little bit. There we go. Oh wait, I forgot, we have more growing over here, so let me grab these 2. All right, now this is all the pumpkins we have. It's an insane amount. Seriously, it's insane. Now one of these shelves right here, it wouldn't let me put 9, and I think these ones also might have done the same thing, but we have just, I don't even know how many this is. So now let's start with putting our stews as well. Now these are going to be a little bit more difficult because they're in your inventory, not in your sack, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave extra room for a lot more pumpkins. We're going to start right over here with our stews. All right, there's all of our stews. We also have an insane amount of those. Now we're going to start with our corn, and this is just a ridiculous amount as well. So we're going to leave a gap for some stew. We're going to start right here. Now it takes a lot more corn to fill up a shelf, so the corn shouldn't take up too much space. Okay, this is interesting. This shelf did not want to take a lot of them, and I think this is helping the lag. It seems to be everything's moving a lot faster now, probably because there's less collision. Everything's just resting on the shelf. All right, I have 6 more pieces of corn, and although we do have some shelves that aren't taking as much corn as others, this is what we have so far. So now it's, wait, hold up, I just realized I almost finished the entire circle with all this. Where in the world are we gonna put carrots? Maybe instead of these gaps being for extra fruits, we could just fill them in with carrots, because wow, okay, that was pretty fast. So let's go ahead and do that. I also didn't place any apples or chili peppers yet, so I'm just gonna place a few carrots over in this section, then we're gonna go place our chili peppers and our apples as well. All right, let's grab our apples and we'll do these first. We're gonna put them on this edge of the stews. All right, we have 2 extra, but we're just gonna go ahead and eat these to make it look nice and perfect. Now the chilies we're gonna place over here, not next to the apples, just because they do have a very similar color, and I don't think this shelf is even usable. Yeah, this shelf isn't even usable. Hold up, can't place any chilies. I think I placed 1 chili on there, or maybe it just fell on there because I can't even use that shelf. So we're gonna start over here then. Wait, hold up, I don't think it's a shelf problem. I think it's all the shelves problems. I don't think you could place chili. Okay, guess you can't do that. That's I have no idea why that's a thing. So we're just gonna keep these over here because I do have a bunch. But as for the cake that we have, I'm gonna put these onto a shelf in the inner ring. So we're gonna move this morsel shelf off to one other shelf and then have this be for the cake. All right, this should fill up the corn shelves. There we go. Okay, so we're done with the corn. All these shelves should be full, and the rest we're just gonna keep off to the side right here for extra food. Now let me start placing our fish. I'm wondering just how hard it's gonna be to get the fish row filled up, because that might take a very long time. So we'll start with the mackerels right here, and it does seem like the mackerels are very inefficient for filling the shelves, but it does look nice. Oh, I also realized we have berries. I'm gonna try to fill in a shelf with these berries. We'll do that right next to the corn right here, but I don't think you could put them on shelves. I think berries and chilies alike doesn't seem like you put them on shelves. Okay, so that's good to know, but also kind of sucks. Wait, hold up. Okay, no, you can place them. They just roll off like, okay. Let me pick up the ones that aren't on the shelf. There we go, and then we'll just place these and hope they don't fall off. Okay, these just keep falling off over and over and over. Interesting. I'm gonna try to just drop them on the top shelf, and then we'll call these two the berry shelves. All right, there we go. We got them on top. These are our berry shelves. Let me put one more on top like this. There we go. Still haven't gotten the hammer to fix that one shelf, so let me go do that. It is nighttime, so I should probably learn from my lesson and do that as soon as it's morning. But now let's take the carrots that we have and fill out the very outer rim to the brim. And it is not slim. Wait, hold up. We perfectly have enough cake to fill an entire shelf of it. That is pretty nice. All right. I think absolutely everything on the outer shelf is filled except for 2 shelves right here, which we're going to fill with pumpkins. And then this stew shelf, which we only need 7 more stews for. So let's just go ahead and put these carrots in here. Get some stews, which might be enough by now. Should be enough. And there we go. Okay, this is full. So now we just need some more pumpkins, but we'll get those pretty easily. So for now, we're just going to take all the rest of our fruits and shove it in the stew maker, because why not? Actually, I'm going to take all of these and shove it into the stew maker, because then that should be enough stew for the probably rest of the run. And if not, we'll grow more. And then all these carrots that are on the floor over here, we're just going to eat those. I'm going to have the best eyesight. I'm going to have 2017 vision, and hopefully then we can do some better fishing. What we're going to do is we're going to take the opposite side of where the mackerels are and just fill it up with store. Okay, this is just as hard as mackerels. I think it might be more worth it to get mackerels then, but we'll see. Maybe the salmon have a better filling of the shelf effect. So we're going to go quite a bit away over here and fill the salmon over here, which also have the same filling the shelf effect. Okay, that is interesting. We might be fishing for a very long time. We're going to keep all these fish off to the side though, because we don't have enough to fill a shelf yet. Now I'm curious about the shark. Are the sharks going to be what saves us? Let's put them over here. Actually, let me do it without the log. Okay, the sharks are good. They take up 3 per shelf, or 2 where we got lucky down here. You know what? This is going to take some time, but we're switching it up. And I have to do this or this will take an abysmal amount of time. We are going to have the first layer be fish and the second layer be meat, because fish are very hard to get. And if we have fish be the second layer, we might be here for an insanely long time. And I'm also a little worried about disconnecting. I do not want to disconnect with what we have so far. This is taking me an insane amount of time. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take all of our mackerel and we're just going to move it 1 shelf inward. And then we're going to do something similar with all the meat. So it shouldn't take me a ridiculous amount of time, but we absolutely do have to do this. It would be an insane amount of fish to put it on the second layer. But now that we have our pumpkins grown in, this will finish the outer wall, or at least I'm 99% sure. Let me look. Yeah. All right, this will finish the outer wall. And there we go. Very nice. So now the rest of the vegetables we could just have for extra food. All right, I just got a bunch of stuff, and I also have an idea. In order to make the raids easier, we're gonna make a door so that hopefully the cultists will all come through the door. So let's open it right here where this shelf doesn't really hold that many mackerel, and then we'll keep going straight through. So let's take our hammer and make a doorway through each thing. There we go. And let me also fix this shelf back here, which is crooked. I still haven't done that, but now we have. All right, I just got a bunch of scrap, and I'm thinking this should be enough for 2 teleporters. Yeah, definitely enough. So let's build one right here, and then we'll build the other one by the lake. All right, it's turning nighttime, so we'll just teleport back. There we go. And then we'll put our swordfish up here. We'll get ready our boost pad, and then we'll go check out the ice fishing holes, because if we can fish there and it'll be faster, that will save a lot of time. All right, we got a bunch of fish. I'm also out of sprint, but we're gonna see how these fish will fit on the shelves, because if they don't fit very well, then I guess we're not gonna get too many of them. So we'll put some of them back here. Yep, just exactly the same. Put them right next to the chars. Nope, just about the same. Okay, so I might go get some more eels and chars just to fill up a few shelves, but other than that, I guess we just gotta keep getting regular fish. Just gonna be an insane grind. But because we have the teleporter, we can go out at pretty much any time of night and just start fishing. All right, so far here's what we got. We got a decent bit of fish at the front. We got some salmon back there, some chars and 2 eels, and some sharks right here. So what I'm thinking is that because we're gonna get so many mackerels, we're gonna move these sharks closer to back here. But the meat is coming together very easily. I can just go out and anger a bunch of wolves, and then that should be pretty easy. But the fish, man, this is gonna be a grind. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a short time lapse right now of getting all the meat that we need, and then we'll check back in and probably do a time lapse of all the fish that we need, which is gonna take a long time. So time lapse starting now.
All right, we're back at the base. I'm almost at 6 hours into recording now. We're at 5 hours, 56 minutes, and we finally have what seems to be enough to finish the second wall. So let's go see. I have 8 steaks. Should definitely finish this shelf. There we go. And then for the morsels, we definitely have enough. And there we go. The entire second wall is now full. It's like, I would say 80%, maybe 75% morsels and 25% steak. But regardless, it is done. So now we have to go do an insane amount of fishing. Let me make sure I have a bunch of stew. And while it's nighttime, what I'm gonna do is fish right next to the base. So like right here, we have a pond. And then we also have the fishing building pond right over here, which sometimes has the fishing spots that'll help me do this a lot faster. But there's also the fact that the deer spawns on you. So maybe we're just gonna use this one over here. But I've got to do one final time lapse to finish this video. So here's the time lapse of me getting all the fish starting now. This is the last fish that I need. One more mackerel and we're good. There we go. Pick up all of them. We're gonna put the salmon over here because we only need one last salmon. Then we're gonna finish out this shelf with the mackerel and we are done. We have maybe 65% of this just being straight up mackerel. Then we have our cake shelf, which we kept on the inner ring. We have our chars and our eels. We also need to reorganize this shelf because for some reason the clownfish don't fit together too tightly. All right, there we go. We have our rarer fish shelf right here, 3 jellyfish, bunch of clownfish, and 3 old boots. We have our shark shelf with 9 sharks, bunch of salmon, bunch of swordfish, and back to the mackerels. We are finally done with all this food. And you want to guess how long I've been recording? 9 hours now. It is absolutely insane. I think this project will come close or even surpass the chopping down every single tree in the map video, just based on time. So let me take all these stews. I'm gonna eat a few of them just to waste them because we have a bunch. Or actually, maybe I should keep a few more because we need to start placing furniture now. But before then, let me get the fire up to a higher threshold just because I do not want to have a hungry deer out of the middle of nowhere. All right, that's good enough. So now let's use our defensive blueprints. We'll put these at the entrance. We'll put it closer to the back right here. We don't want to ruin the look of the front. All right, there we go. Now let's start adding our furniture. And this is going to be difficult. We have a lot of furniture. Let me drop all my other stuff back here though, just so that we have more room in our inventory. We also do have another defensive blueprint, so let me put this down. All right, pretty much anyone who comes in here is dead. Then we're going to design a exclusive, and I mean exclusive, because this is the most expensive restaurant in 99 Nights in the Forest. I don't think anybody's as crazy enough as me to do this. So let's build a very nice exclusive restaurant for whoever wants to pay $20,000 a second to eat here. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's make it a table for 3 or a table for 4. Hold up. Where's he at? Where's Kevin? There he is. All right. We actually have a table so exclusive that you, as the main person who's paying for the check, you get to sit in this seat, Kevin's own seat. And yes, Kevin will be dining with you and he will stare at you blankly the entire time while you eat your food, and he will judge you if you don't leave a tip. So leave a tip. So we're gonna put a hedgerow right here. Actually, you know what? Let's put more hedgerows over here just before we run out. That way you are very private from the angry customers who don't know what they're talking about, and also don't look up our restaurant on Yelp. I don't know, Yelp must be broken or something. People keep saying something about dying from the food, poisonous, non-cooked fish. I don't know what they're talking about. Then we'll use some trellises just like that, and for the opening we'll use some fences with some moss on them for extra flavor and also a hint of poison. We'll cut this one in a little bit just so that we can use more of them. All right, here is the entrance to our restaurant. Very private, very exclusive. Kevin actually works here all day. I don't pay them. But if you want to get in, you're gonna have to pay $20,000 a second, I'm pretty sure. So let's put a fairy light arch right here. That way you have a nice entrance into the restaurant. And as you are literally dying to death, we'll put a fairy light arch right here just to make your death a little bit more enjoyable. And then a fairy light arch right here for our guests who actually know how to avoid the trap, which is pretty much nobody. Now, what I want to do is I want to take all the rugs that we have and actually use them as part of the restaurant's design. So we're gonna have to find all of them. All right, so we have 3 purple rugs and 3 blue rugs. So I think what we could do is a alternating pattern going from blue to purple to blue in this area right here. That way you're not necessarily eating on carpet unless you're unlucky enough to not be paying for the meal, so you do get the carpet seat. And the red rug, oh dude, this is the red carpet. If you eat here, you are wealthy enough to walk on red carpet, my good sir. Whoever you are, madam, sir, if you have money, I will happily make some poisonous food for you that hopefully you won't sue me over with your 15,000 lawyers. We'll also put a green signpost here for poison, and then back here we'll add all of our bean bags as a relaxation area where you can digest your food properly while you are relaxing listening to the stock market. Now, I have no idea how one listens to the stock market, but I'm not rich enough to do that. That's my customer's job. I also just found another red rug, so we're gonna have the red carpet be even longer into the fire because rich people are fire resistant. Don't ask me how I know that. And with that, that's all the furniture I want to place. The rest we'll just toss off in that lake. Our table here, we have a few appetizers, not the entrees. 2 pieces of chicken, because I'm just calling this chicken. 2 pieces of sushi, technically it is raw fish. And then 2 pieces of chili for if you want to literally die by mouth fire. Now, we actually have our first group of customers making their way over to this base. So I do have to do well at impressing them. So let's see, I think they're coming in. All right, here's our first customer who's literally a Martian. Bro is jumping in slow motion. All right, sir, come in this way. I would actually like to show you your table back here. Sir, why are you sleeping? All right, well, fine. You go to another restaurant then. All right, well, you know what? We have more customers begging to come in. They're literally breaking down the walls to come in. Come right this way, my good sir. What's your name? Kevin? Oh, okay. I have actually a pretty cool person that I think you should meet. All right, right this way, my good sir. Don't mind the guy who's sleeping. He's pretty... All right, this is not funny anymore. I think they know each other. But let me see. There should be one more guy over here. Even though he was shooting at me, I do think that all people deserve second chances. So come over here, sir. I have... Okay, you know what? You don't want to follow me? I see how it is, man. It's pretty rude. This guy over here, though, his name is actually Kevon. So he's actually going to have a really good time with Kevin. I think they'll have a very nice conversation about something about politics. So well, apparently everybody's sleep deprived. I have no idea why. It's not like I've been staying up for almost 2 years straight in this game. All right, he's finally following me. Sir, I promise you, the food is good. And apparently, our entryway is so good that everyone likes taking naps. Then follow me, my good sir. Do not eat the food. Don't stop eating the food, sir. You haven't paid for that. Sir, eat the food. This is not a robbery. Eat the... You know, wait, why am I telling him to eat the food? You know what? Fine. I have to defend myself. All right, now that our customers have been dealt with, very, very rude, by the way, I do want to do one last thing. This base looks pretty nice from the outside. You know, we have a ton of corn and all that, but it doesn't really showcase the inner beauty. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get rid of a lot of these corn shelves. So we're just gonna eat the corn, which will clear up space for other things that I want to put in here. So we're gonna go out to 3 shelves on each side. Get the 3rd shelf over here. And now let's start adding a bunch of color and vibrance to it. So we're gonna get stuff like the mackerels for a shelf. And now we have a much, much better looking entrance. We have a whole vibrant range of colors right here. Very light archway entering into the base. Very, very nice. This took an insanely long amount of time. We are now at 9.5 hours. So let's do the base tour. All right, entering in here, we have our very own fairy light archway, welcoming guests into our restaurant or our food base. We have mackerels, swordfish, salmon, corn, apples, and pumpkins all displaying out front. Then on the inner wall, we have a bunch of steaks, no idea the count. We have a bunch of ribs that don't really fit in the shelves that well. I don't know how many actually fits in a shelf, but I did not get enough to do that probably. Then over here, we have our cooked morsels, which go out pretty much all the way around, as we didn't find as much steak as we did morsels. But coming into this 3rd layer, don't step in here like the people who like taking naps, but come to the side and see our beautiful array of fish, of the which we have way too many mackerels. And speaking of mackerels, pretty much all of these mackerels came out of this pond. If you're asking how they all fit in here, I don't know either. Then over here we have our cake shelf, which I actually had too many cakes, so I had to put more on top. Then we have our chars and our eels. The eels are very expensive because they kill you. We make you sign a waiver signing over all of your assets over to us because we want your money. Then we have our rarer fish. Same thing for the jellyfish, by the way. You have to sign a different waiver, but same thing. Then we have our clownfish and our old boots, which are our most chewy option on the menu. If you want to order that, you can get some real flavor out of it. Then we have 9 sharks, bunch of salmon. Salmon's actually pretty common. You must be poor if you eat salmon. Only real rich people die by eating electric eels. Then we have our swordfish. They will cut your throat the second you eat them. Very, very expensive. And now let's go into the base the right way by jumping over the shelf. Over here, we have our farm plus our industrial cooker, where we have cooked so many different stews just by plopping a bunch of carrots in here with our sack. 20 farm plots all at the same place. Very nice, very industrial. We got our teleporter to the level 3 lake, boost pad that we used, camping chairs if you want to sit by the fire, 4 kids tent, as well as the fact that we are also insanely rich with 9 forest gems and 39 cultist gems. But for our very VIP guests, aka Kevin, we have the red carpet laid out with a sign letting you know that this is red carpet just in case you can't see with your eyes. Coming in here, we have our restaurant with flowers, a purple and blue hangout area just in case you don't feel like eating but feel like hanging out. Then right here, and I do want to warn you, this is one of the most important parts about the entire base, so keep it calm, okay? I don't want to seem weird in front of him. This is Kevin, our very, very VIP, VVIP, very, very important person who will eat with you if you spend $20,000 a second at a restaurant. And yes, I do know that price is a little cheap, but I promise you this is the real Kevin. And with that, that is our entire biggest food base. This took a ridiculous amount of time. I don't know why I did this. Hopefully you guys like it. And we just made it to almost day 600 with no beds. So that's insane. Today, I'm gonna be building the richest base in 99 Nights in the Forest with my friend Bemmy Block.
Yes, I am here to be his worker and his companion.
Yeah, I am quite lonely when I make these, not gonna lie. So we both have the max level lumberjack, and we're gonna be building a pretty big base, but also the richest base, which means we're gonna get a ton of resources, and it's gonna look pretty good in the end. And with his help, it should be a lot faster than normal.
I hate to break it to you, but I just cut down a tree and accidentally planted the 2 saplings where they fell and didn't pick them up.
Maybe we shouldn't record this video, I'm not gonna lie. So let's see. I'm gonna build us the map because we gotta figure out where we're going.
Joke's on you, I know where I'm going.
All right, where's the White House?
North Dakota.
It's probably right. We both have the good axe already, but we both will need to most likely get bunny feet to get the good sack.
Actually, the pelt trader, he just gives me it for free because I have aura.
Oh, really? The aura discount?
Yeah, no, actually.
Night is approaching. Officially, the game's warning that it's your bedtime.
I'm looking at the deer on night 1. What do I do? Do I give him my tax information?
I think the deer, I think it's just your social security and your credit card number, but you do have to say it out loud with your mic unmuted.
1, 2, 4.
Found the bandage for when I need to revive you later.
I got Robux, don't worry, buddy. Hey, you put the map really close to the wood grinder here, and it's making me uncomfortable. I feel like it's watching me.
See, here's this thing. I don't know if you knew this, but you can hit click M, and it just shows you the map wherever you are.
Oh, it must be the little M circle indicator on the top right.
Yeah, it's like the 27th letter of the alphabet.
Alphabet has 5 letters. Oh, that's good. I got a good sack. That's huge.
Actually, it's just the good sack. The giant sack comes later. So now we do have a level 4 fire. I want to go get the first and second kid.
Why?
Because they will work for us too, actually.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
All right, let's go this way.
Hey, my sack is better than yours.
That's cool. I have a gun.
Your sack is better than mine.
That's what I thought.
Oh, so you'll take care of these, right?
I only have like 9 bullets, maybe not.
That's right. I learned this really cool circular attack melee strat. Someone named Alex Blocks.
Oh, sounds weird. All right, we can get the first kid down here. There's also a chest if you want to come grab that.
Guaranteed giant sack.
So I think the next thing we should focus on is getting a stable food source. So we're gonna need a ton of wood for that. So for now, all the saplings that we get, just plant those, and we'll chop them down for wood. And because we're the lumberjack, they'll actually give us more saplings back. It's called an ROI. I don't know if you heard of that, but if you invest in tree stalks, they actually go up 10% month over month.
Did you say aura?
No.
I think he said aura, and then questioned as to why he was saying it. It said ROI.
So I think we just need one more farm plot, and then we gotta get the crock pot. All right, we can get one more farm plot. We can also upgrade the bench, and then now we can get the sundial, regular bed, compass, and now we just need to upgrade the crafting bench again and get the crock pot because I'm starving. Wait a second. If you're Bemmy Block, then why is there an X in your name?
Can we not talk about my ex?
Oh, That's fair. Seems oddly green out today.
Something mysterious is flying above you. I believe that is a government drone, and we need to shoot it down.
That won't get you arrested and put in jail for the rest of your life.
You have the gun. Shoot at him.
No, thanks. I'm good. I'd rather keep my life. All right. I got us a crock pot. I also got us a good bed. Crock pot's gonna go right here in the middle. How about we have the right side? So this side that I'm standing on, we'll have it for my carrots, and the left side will be for your carrots.
What if I'm looking at it from this way and this is my right?
Oh, and also, crock pot is only usable for, I think, 3 minutes out of the day.
Yeah?
Yeah. So if anything, I would give me your carrots, and I promise I'll give you a fair amount of food.
I don't know if brother is lying to me.
No, bro, I would never lie. I would totally never lie. See, the crock pot, it's actually a subscription service where if you pay $5 a month, you actually get unlimited access, and you get access to their gold card where you can spend in their restaurant.
Okay, so it's like Costco. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just they don't have good gas. All right, I made my food. I'm gonna chop down all these trees for the wood and the saplings.
I don't really have many interest in getting the children. I find it triggering that they get lost every time.
Yeah, it's like every time we save them, they just go back for some reason. It's like Mario and Princess Peach.
Yes, I always hated Princess Peach.
All right, whenever you have any fuel, put that in the biofuel processor. It'll give us more.
You're assuming I'm doing things for our best interest.
I would hope so. Oh, by the way, Aunt Lolly and Uncle Tito, they're coming to visit us real quick.
I don't believe in uncles. If I stand on this tree, they can't get me. Have fun.
Oh, that's interesting.
I found out how to never get killed by the cultists.
This actually is kind of easy, not gonna lie.
Hey, we got this squirrel over here staring at us.
Interesting. I actually forgot to mention that Cousin Tito's coming over as well. What I want to do now, though, is get a bunny foot, because the pellet trader's back.
You got a mid-sack, buddy.
I actually have the worst sack. You have the mid-sack.
All right, thanks. Oh, dear leader, I have gotten so much scrap in my good sack. You'll be happy.
I'm kind of afraid of how much you might have gotten. I'm gonna get us a boost pad. Put that right here.
Look at all this scrap. Watch the scrap pile.
12 to 42. You got 30 whole scrap. Congratulations. Now we need to go get the second and third kid.
As much as I don't want to, I'll do it because you're my leader.
Gonna plant these saplings beforehand. Gotta remember to have that investment on opportunity, because the longer that you keep your money in a Roth IRA, the more money that the government won't take from you.
Is that what those aliens are here for?
Yeah, probably. I didn't pay my taxes last year. Oh, wait. We have the stronghold here, too. So we can get the second kid and the stronghold.
All I have is, I don't have a weapon, by the way. How'd you get that?
You can have this one. There we go. So let's get the second kid, and then we can go loot the stronghold. All right. Get the stronghold. We'll need that. Oh.
What? No, I want to pay the Robux. I want to pay the Robux.
I'm faster at it. No, bro.
Coming back. Don't worry.
All right. I just cleared the first floor. There we go. Second floor done.
Is that the Fortnite battle pass?
Actually, it is, yeah. Hey, I'd watch out if I were you.
Don't worry. Bemi block. Singular block to the rescue. I lured one down here. He's dead. Coming upstairs. I am one shot. What do I do? Watch this. Bang. I'm peeking him. Can you see me?
I actually do see that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hold on. He's literally never played someone like me before. Unfortunately for him. Yeah, it's tough, buddy. Is there more?
Nope, that's it. You won. Now you have to revive me.
I need bandages. Guess I'm buying them.
Oh, yeah, you did revive me. Thank you, sir. Now open up the mythic chest and get the cultist gems, and we get pretty much everything. All right, let's get the fire to max level so we can use his wood. There we go. Fire is max level. Now we can start planting our saplings around the white line. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead. I lost. I'm dead. I'm a dead man. I am the deadest man. No way, I jumped on the tree. Dude, oh, I'm dead.
What is going on?
I'm gonna need you to come get me, sir.
You didn't tell me there was bad guys here.
Hey, by the way, there are bad guys here.
Would you like to buy revive friend? Sure.
Thanks. Appreciate you, bro. So I'm gonna go loot as much as possible on the edges. So I'd recommend stay there, get the third kid, and if we loot around the edges, we're more likely to get a strong axe, which will be super helpful.
Come here, Timmy Jr.
I'm gonna go try to... I still have the old sack.
Yeah, can you find a better sack?
That would help a lot right now.
Oh, I just got a giant sack.
Oh, wait. I should be good. I found a base. Oh, let's go. Strong axe. Got it already. I'll let you know if I find a second one. I found a second one right next to it. Yeah. Come to where I'm at in the map, and I'll show you where it is.
I just put Timmy back in a... Hold on. Let me boost to you. Bro is on the outskirts of Zimbabwe right now.
I am, yeah. I don't know if I can bring the axe. Actually, I think I can, yeah. I'm inside the base. I'm bringing the axe out.
I'm right here. What are you doing?
Bringing it back to the base.
I just came to you. Give me the axe.
No, you gotta go get it.
What are you talking about?
Can you find it?
I am low on food and health. Where's the axe?
I spy with my little eyes something red. There you go. All right, I'm going back to the base now. I still haven't gotten a better sack yet, which is why out of this chest, I'm going to get a bear attack. All right, I'm going to get us a fourth kid, and then we're going to build that wall with no political affiliation at all.
I don't get it. Can you explain the joke in under 30 seconds?
So there was this guy.
All right, thanks. I can't promise you this base perimeter is going to be the most perfectly circular, but in terms of being wealthy, we don't need perfection of the circumference.
All right, got the fourth key. Now I'm going to get the fourth kid, and I need a giant sack. Oh, there we go. I actually did get the giant science sack?
I told the chest to do it for you.
Oh, appreciate you, bro.
All right, so we got 3 red shirts cultists here, and I'm by myself, and Timmy is not helping.
Yeah, honestly, I think the kids are kind of lazy, not gonna lie. Like, they need discipline in their lives.
I wish we could save people that are actually grateful.
I know. Dude, they just kind of like sit around as if they're, I don't know, kids.
Yeah, I can't stand them. Anyways, I'm doing good. Oh, I might die. This brings up my Robux spending to probably 400 Robux.
So now I'm gonna get us the 2 next beds, and we'll be getting the max amount of days per day. Oh wait, we need a lot more wood in the crafting bench. Yo, bro missed the circle by a mile. Oh, you've gotta fix this. Dude, you missed the circle by half a mile, man. Oh, that's not good.
What?
Look, you see how this curves? The line is all the way out here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't see a line.
Dude went from like the slightest curve in the world to a 90-degree angle.
No. Listen to me. Okay, you've done perfect circles before. Let's have it have a little family room back here, a little living room where it just jut out like that, okay?
All right. If you can do that, that'll look nice then.
Trust the vision, all right?
All right. If not, I'm docking your pay.
Oh, I'm getting paid.
Whenever you get a cultist gem, save it. We're gonna pile that up. So any material that you get is rare, like the cultist gems, let's just put that to the side.
All right, time to build my living room.
I'm also gonna get us the ammo crate because we're gonna need that. Gonna put it behind the crafting bench so we can spend scrap on ammo.
You're gonna be in complete awe at this structure.
All right, so now that we're getting sapling, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go loot for the riches, and then you're gonna do the planting the saplings because I think that would be the safest job for you. You know, workforce, safety, environment.
If I get injured, I can sue.
Yeah, exactly. Found another cultist base. Oh, that's also what we need. Not just engines, but washing machines to wash the clothes that are literally made out of leather and iron. Oil barrel, there we go. Gonna need, oh, mythic chest too. That's what we need. Need the chainsaw. You know what? Do you want to come open this? Because only one person can open it. And if you get the chainsaw, it'll be much faster for you.
Chainsaw. Bang! What the?
Riot shield.
Polizia.
So that, you basically just use that when you're about to die. So that you take less damage. You hold that out. Oh, there's another base right here. I'm gonna loot that too. Gonna head back to the base with our very, very nice riches. You want to go to the alien mothership?
Is there an alien fathership?
Sadly, no.
Aren't I just the sapling worker?
All right, that's fine. I'll go take on a whole alien race without you. I see the sapling that you meant to pick up.
Well, okay, well, I told you it was there.
All right, I'm going to sort out our loot. For some that I'm going to grind up, and for some we're going to keep to show our wealth. We're already getting a bunch of good stuff. We got 3 cultist gems, 3 oil barrels, a washing machine, and 2 engines. The tree wall is looking very nice, I will say. So it's coming together quite nicely.
Not everything has to be a circle. I think, you know what? Some of us just need to play Minecraft here.
We quite literally are right now with these trees. All right, I'm going to make us an oil drill, but not for the fire. We're going to have that off to the side, generating us more oil barrels because it's a proper return on investment. Just like that. I'm gonna go get us some more stuff as well. Dude, I already found 3 oil barrels. We're gonna have a ton of those.
Is this the Middle East? Someone call George Bush.
I mean, I think I'd rather refrain from that. Got another engine. Another engine. Just found 3 bandages, so we won't have to spend any more Robux.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Another engine. You know what? I'm gonna bring you something back. I appreciate your hard work, and I got something for you.
Oh, if this is a chainsaw and bro stayed silent.
All right. Where are you at?
Building a wall.
Okay. Now, I know you're working really hard, so I thought that this fan would cool you off.
Oh, my biggest fan!
Quite literally, yeah. Did you just put that in the scrap?
No, that was a different fan.
Oh, well, good thing I have another one right here. I'll hold it above your head. Hopefully it'll cool you down while you work. All right, let's give you a nice haircut. Hold up. Let me take a little bit off the side. Let me pick it up a little closer. Cut off a little bit off the side. Yep.
Nice.
A little off the top. And some off the
great.
back. All right, there you go. Your bald head has been changed to a bald head. Oh, there we go. Reached day 99.
Video's over.
No, it ain't. We are stacking up quite a lot of stuff now, though. There we go. Another washing machine. And an oil barrel. And another oil barrel. And another washing machine. You building it square again?
Why? So you see, if you just this and then do this, then the video's over.
What if you do this? All right, I see your point.
I'm the base builder here.
All right, furniture trader is back. I will go trade with him.
You're not paying me to be here, so you can't
What is
question
this?
I'm going. Listen. I am going. This is my plan. I'm doing a little bit of curve so I can go through and then bang like this.
What are you building? Every shape there is. First, we have a circle. Then we have a square line. Then we have another square line with a pyramid. And then we go down to a triangle.
This little cushion right here is gonna be for when you get upset. This is your crying corner.
Oh, really? Well, I need to go stand in there right now. Then move out the way.
Hey, listen. listen, I did a little bit of mining off camera.
Oh, yeah, totally. Me too. I did a little bit of grabbing loot off camera. All right, now let's put out our riches. All right, let's see. What else? What do we not need out of this? Okay, I think that's good. Put all these washing machines here. More oil barrels. More cultist gems. We're getting rich off of this. I'm gonna go loot that stronghold.
Can you believe that I got all of this for us?
Oh, really? Tell me, where do you find the washing machines at?
Walmart.
You did make a good point. No way.
What is going on?
Can you come to the stronghold? There's like 17 bandages around me. It won't cost you any Robux. If you peek your gun around the corner, they won't know. Oh.
Yes! Clutch!
Oh, nice. Okay, fair enough. Well, now I can use my gun. See ya. Have fun with your desk job.
I'm released from my shift of saving you.
Yeah, bro, appreciate it. Now you gotta go walk the deer.
The deer! This is not okay. I need help. I'm one shot, chat.
Oh, wait, these can be part of our riches. We got the cultist prototype and the cultist experiment. Very rare deluxe items. Furniture trader's back. Also, if you end up getting some wood, put it into the biofuel because we're about to run out of fire.
I actually have been ignoring all the wood, so there's a bunch of wood everywhere.
Oh, perfect. There we go. We have built the most convenient wall.
Let me tour the base, okay? Pretend this is wall here. So it started off good, little circle, and then I went way too far in, so I said, oh no, and then I made a little right turn angle, which looks nice, I'm not gonna lie. And then I curved some more just to feel like I'm contributing. We have the little crying corner over here, just in case you want to just shut ears. And then it goes diagonal because I got lazy, and then a little bit circular, and then I got super lazy.
Now what we have to do is build one more layer of walls.
I almost just Alt F4'd out of the game, even though I knew you were joking.
First, we're gonna hit up the furniture trader, and then we're gonna go get the hammer for both of us. Here, you can actually pet this dog on his belly. He looks like a good boy. All right, I'll get all the furniture for us. Oh, we got a lot in here. All right, cool, perfect. There's a cooldown for the hammer. All right, so I'm gonna put down all of our furniture. I'm gonna make some stew because I'm starving.
Oh, me too.
Oh, appreciate you, G. I'll just die to death over here. Dude, this is a lot of stuff. I think there might be more oil barrels outside as well. All right, so now that I have the hammer, I'm gonna pick up all of our stuff. Like every single item I'm gonna pick up, and then I'm gonna drop it, and we're gonna have to place it. And can you please stop following me around with a gun, sir?
I'm making sure you're hammering everything.
All right, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, we have all these. Now I'm gonna drop all of our stuff over here, and you and I are gonna have to speed build because we're very rich and we do things very quickly, very efficiently. We're gonna have to speed build our base to make it look as nice as possible. Put this here. We have a mossy trellis. We're gonna use that for a farm back here. Building the farm back here, by the way. So if you want to add to that, you can. Fairy lights. We're putting that on the Kraken Kids tent.
I'm gonna put the map facing the wall so you can't actually read it.
That is genius. Gonna put the rugs like this, give a little bit of a room look.
I'm gonna put the beds to where the pillows are being glued through the trees.
That looks nice. Looks nice.
I'm gonna put a chair facing all the beds so I can read them story time. What the heck is a hedgerow intersection?
Oh, that's the thing that makes California traffic so bad. All right, I think I have the last of it. I'm gonna put a little wooden nightstand next to the beds that are literally through the trees. I'm gonna put a seat for me somewhere, and I think that is all of our furniture. All right, now we gotta put all of our riches up for display, just for us to see though, not the cultists. We are not flexers over here. All right, looking nice.
I'm gonna die if this doesn't cook fast enough. Please,
Your
please,
house is literally
please.
going down.
Hurry, 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 hurry! Cook faster!
Well, I'm glad I have a bandage.
I don't want to play anymore.
So now I'm gonna put all of our stuff onto the shelves. It totally isn't glitching out or anything.
Hey, this looks great.
Oh, also, can you get the cultist gems for me? All right, that is the richest base in 99 Nights in the Forest. We have so much stuff, an entire wall all around the base. And would you like to give us a tour of the base, my good sir?
All right, tour. So as you see, we have a beautiful perimeter around the base. I would like to acknowledge that Bemi Block, singular block, made that beautiful perimeter around the base. It was not done by him at all. Here we have a lovely cooking station to make their favorite carrot stew. Over here we have a table, which is disguised as a trampoline because you can actually jump on it very nicely. We have a lightning rod here that tells lightning, hey, please strike here. And if it lights us on fire, oh well. Over here we have the sundial, which is when you dial, your sun shows up when you dial it. Over here we have Minecraft Farm Simulator. Actually, right here you can see the golden bananas being grown, which are the best Minecraft food.
Oh, no way, they actually grew.
I told you! Over here we have Bemi Block reading corner. Now, we got our lights on the surrounding areas, and when all the kids are in bed, I can read them their favorite nighttime story, which this week's story is about the boy who cried...
Alpha Wolf.
Alpha Wolf. Works better. The Alpha Wolf, yeah. We have our lovely array of items. I mean, we can take over a literal country with all this oil we have.
So what would you give this baiting out of, this base a rating out of 10?
I'd probably give it a 8.9. I would give it a 0, but the perimeter of the trees looks really nice.
Oh yeah, we should fix that.
If you chop down my trees, I'm leaving.
All right. You know, it's the end of the video. That's why. Today, I'm going to be building the biggest farm base in 99 nights. So right now we have the fire level 3, you know, we have a starter base going so far, but we're going to be building the biggest base, and I'm going to have 3 total walls all the way around the base made out of vegetables and stuff that you get from farming. So basically I'm going to collect enough food for all of Earth to survive for the next millennium. So first goal is to get the fire level to level 6, because that will be when we start our first wall. But while we're doing that, we're also going to want to make the maximum amount of farm plots, because we're going to need a lot of food. And I'm also playing the farmer class, so that'll help a lot with the watering can. And as well, there's a whole bunch of pumpkins around the map, so that'll be fantastic for food. And not just food to eat, but food that we're going to be collecting, because pumpkins are pretty hard to grow. Por favor, give me a good axe. There we go. Okay, cool. We got a good sack and a good axe. Now we just need to get our fire up to level 6. I'm also wondering if I should go get the kids for this base. I mean, actually, hold up. I think I have a good idea. For the squid kid, we could give him a bunch of corn. For the koala kid, I'm not exactly sure we could give her. Maybe, actually, yeah, there's not too many colored vegetables that line up with the kids. But I can try to give them some vegetables. Just to add a little bit to the base. Just to fill it out. Okay, good. We also got the volcano biome in this game. That's gonna make this 10,000 times easier. The winter biome always gives you blizzards, and those are not fun to deal with. Oh, there we go. Red chest in the middle of nowhere. Please give me a chainsaw. That'd be fantastic. There we go, bro. Easy. Let's go. All right. How do I gotta bring this to Gunman. He's gonna be getting us a ton of wood, and so this will be his. We also got the carnival, but honestly, there's not really much worth going into the maze for. There we go. Got a rifle too. That'll help with getting the kids. All right, but now let's start getting our farm plots. So we'll upgrade the bench. Get a bunch of these, and I'm not going to be placing them perfectly just yet. This is just for right now. I'm honest, actually, I'll just place them right on top of each other. That'll make this very easy. All right, cool. So we have all of our farm plots right on top of each other, and we'll move them when we're actually making the base finalized. For right now, I'm kind of starving every 5 seconds because I can't really eat the pumpkins. I do want to collect them. They're more rare, so this will help a lot. I'm also wondering what we can do to make this a very nice looking farm base, because I am going to be buying furniture for it, so I kind of have to think what I want to do before buying a whole bunch of stuff from the furniture trader. There we go. Got a strong axe too. That'll be good. Just out here looking for fuel. Seems to be a little bit harder to find in this game. There we go. Okay, fuel, just as I wanted it. Thank you, game. I'm glad you are listening to every word that I say, like the government. For legal reasons, that is a joke. All right, cool. More fuel in here. Thank you, game, for listening to me. More fuel over here. Thank you, game, for listening to my innermost thought. More fuel on this thing. Bro, if I get a fuel canister out of this chest, I don't know what to say at this point. Dude, what? More fuel in the chest too. What is happening? I would really hate it. Hold on. Oh, I just really want a tactical shotgun too. If only I could find a tactical shotgun out of nowhere. More fuel. Bro, what in the world? This is Fuel City over here. I just have to go to the right part of the map and there's all the fuel. Got the location of the second kid right here as well. Easy basketball shot right here. Boom, totally made that. All right, well, we're good on fuel. And here's the location of the first kid as well. So I got the first 2 kids' locations already on the map. Things are going pretty good. All right, let's put this in here. And there we go, fire level 5. Perfect. We also have 40 more wood to use for some farm plots. So we'll place those in the same spot. I'm also going to make the next crafting bench. And then we need 15 wood for a crock pot. All right, got that. Put it right next to the farm. And there we go. Okay, cool. So we're going to have a very nice source of food probably the next day. I think that's when the food's going to grow. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. So let's just start cooking a whole bunch of this. It's very easy too because all the vegetables are in the same exact spot. You just literally spam the F button. All right, perfect. So we'll just have that keep cooking. And let me go actually talk to the furniture trader because he just came into town. All right, cool. So for a farm, I definitely want a birdhouse. And Kevin is a non-negotiable for any base on planet Earth. So we're going to get him too. And now I got to think, what do we want want for a farm base? Buckets will be cool. Those are nice and decorative. Barrels are pretty much the exact same, so we'll get 3 of each. And shrubs, I think, will look fantastic. Those always look great. And bush planters will also add to it. So I think for now, that is how I'm going to spend my coins. And I'm going to go to the stronghold to get some more later. But for now, got to stick to our goal of fire level 6. Hoping to get oil barrels out of these chests. That's usually the fastest way to get fuel using oil barrels. They do so much for getting you to fire level 6. Perfect. Got an oil barrel right here. Bro, I speak and it happens. It's almost like I'm a dev, Maybe I am a dev. How else would I get the dev to play with me, you know? What if I'm secretly the 4th dev of 99 Nights in the Forest and I told my dev buddies, hey guys, I would rather be a YouTuber on our game. You know, coding just isn't for me anymore. What if, I wonder. Good evening, sir. Please do not bother me while I am opening my chest. Thank you very much. Ooh, giant sack. I will take that. I'm gonna bring that back to gunman. All right, we're about halfway to fire level 6. Just found the 3rd kid's location as well. Not even looking for them, but it'll be good to have for later. Because even though you do have the compass, I guess it's even easier just to look on the map exactly where it is. Or maybe it is harder, because with the compass, you don't have to open the map. Not sure. Oh, wait, I've been forgetting. I need to water the farm plots with the watering can, because then that gives you a guaranteed pumpkin, because I think it might be a level 2 or 3 perk, but I know it's a farmer class perk, where I'll get a guaranteed pumpkin each time, and we're going to want a lot of pumpkins. I'm thinking of making an entire wall out of pumpkins. What the? Yo, dude, bro spawned 3 inches from my camera. That was very surprising, sir. Please do not do that again. What the? What? Yo, dude, it is literally raining dogs. Not cats yet. I guess that's for tomorrow's weather forecast. What? The dude fell on me. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm going back to base. This game hates me. The game had to give me some kind of punishment for all the fuel that I got earlier. Okay, cool. Found the stronghold as well. That's nice. So actually, might as well. Actually, no, I can't even loot this. I don't have a spear. The spear is the way I like to do it. Huh. Okay, so I think I might just get a wolf pelt real fast. There we go. First try wolf pelt. That is very nice. And then we'll get the spear from the pelt trader as soon as he comes by. All right, let's see. Is this enough fuel? It might be. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. So we have fire level 6 now. Now we need to make the first wall, which is going to be made out of shelves. And I'm thinking this will be our pumpkin wall because it'll be the smallest wall and pumpkins are really hard to get. Now, we're not going to be making a wall out of stew. So we're going to need a ton of vegetables and make sure we don't use all of them on stew. So it's a good thing I've been getting a bunch of scrap because that is what we're going to need a lot of for this wall. I'm just going to spam make a bunch of shelves. If we have more than enough, then we'll just use that towards the second wall. But I'm about to have a ton of shelves. And there we go. 65 shelves. Let's start building our base. So we'll try to build it out as far as possible and keep it nice and circular shaped, kind of following the, or not kind of, but following the dotted outline. There we go. We have our first layer of wall completely done. And I think for the door, we'll keep it on this side. So let me actually, I need to go make a hammer so I can pick this up. And I will need the hammer to pick up other stuff, like even our farm plots right here. Let's see, is it on the map? I believe I saw it earlier. I think it was near the stronghold, but if not, I'll probably have to get a radar. Yep, okay, I was right. Right here. It's just I didn't actually get close enough to it to get on the map. There we go. Got myself a spear. Okay, so that'll be good for both raids at our base and for the stronghold. All right, hammer's done crafting. Perfect. I wonder how the wall is working so far. I don't think it's perfect at keeping out the cultists, but I might be wrong. Because I know that if they get stuck on the shelves, you can actually hit them through the shelves without getting damage yourself. It's pretty cool. Okay, gunman just died, so maybe they did get in the base. Or maybe he got shot. Wait, how did you die? None of the cultists are in the base. Oh, there we go. There's one. Okay, yep, they are getting inside the base. It's kind of annoying, but not bad. As long as they're not overflowing our base, they're actually kind of coming in slower by the walls. So maybe that's a help. Furniture trader just came back today. We'll go head over and talk to him, and then we'll go to the stronghold to get more coins for the next time he comes back. Okay, so what do we want? The flowers, they look pretty nice, but in a farm, I feel like they I don't know. Something about flowers just feels feels out of place, but I guess we'll buy these. Lanterns are always cool. I think you can paint these, so the purple color doesn't really matter. I do want lights. Lights are always cool for any base. Now, we gotta decide. We want hedgerows to be our surrounding wall area, or do we want something else? I'm thinking I'm gonna go with hedgerows simply because they're a lot easier to get compared to trellis fences or any other fences, I think. Actually, wait, maybe regular fences are way easier to get. Yeah, I think regular fences, they're part of the infinite buyable items whenever they're in the shop. But I still think I'm gonna do hedgerows because I already just used a ton of my coins. Or actually, you know what? No, maybe we should use fences anyway. I do think that they would look way better. So we're gonna go do the stronghold, then we're gonna go get the 4 kids, and then start farming like crazy, just getting everything we can. All right, there we go. Just beat level 1 stronghold, 130 coins, pretty good. Now, like I said earlier, I would really like a tactical shotgun. All right, game, did you hear me? Do you need me to say it crisply? A tactical shotgun. Por favor, I am asking humbly and requesting your kindness. Thank you very much. What is happening, bro? Dude, there's a dev listening to my every move right now. This is perfect. All right, well, let's get out of here. This is the best game in the world. All right, now that we got our hammer, let's make our door real quick. Cool, that was easy. And now, like I said, let's go get all 4 kids. And now that I realize it, I actually think it'll be very easy to get the first 3 because I have their map locations. I can just instantly go get all 3 of them in one go, because with the compass, you can only really get one of them at a time because you can only see one of the posters at a time, or at least you can only see the next kid. So like if you get the second kid out of order, then you can technically see the first and third, but this way I think will be very quick. All right, got the first key and the first kid. Gonna start shooting at the bears from over here. Get this to be a little bit faster. Actually, why don't I just use my tactical shotgun? Boom, there we go. Got the third kid. Gotta make sure I get a lot of scrap too, so I'm gonna grab these 2 washing machines, microwave, because we're gonna need a lot of scrap for these walls. I do have 23 shelves left over, but if it took about 40 shelves just for the first wall, it's gonna take quite a bit for the next 2. While I'm heading over to the second kid's dungeon, I'm gonna be staying on the outskirts of the map, trying to look for the 4th kids, try to save some time if possible. No way, bro. That's not fair, man. That's goaltending. I was trying to get up the ladder and the bears stacked on top of each other and wouldn't let me go up, bro. That was, I mean, good teamwork, man, but I don't appreciate it. All right, now I actually do need to start remembering, though. I need to water these farm plots, because if I don't, then we're not going to get as many pumpkins. So let me just water these, and it's so nice. I get to water them all at once. Wait, what? Wait, the watering can's not... No, they didn't. No, they did not. No, the devs did not do this. No, the devs did not do this. The devs did not forget to make the ability to water these things. Or maybe it's just the texture. Maybe they are watered, but the texture just doesn't change, because usually it gets darker. Huh. This could be really bad. Wait, what happened to the... Where are the kids? Wait, what? Hold up. Where'd the kid... Oh, wait. Yeah, I dropped them when I died. I was about to say it. I have some ninja teleporting kids or something. Yeah, look at this. It didn't give me the pumpkins for watering it. Maybe it's because they're all stacked on top of each other. Maybe... I don't know. I'm gonna try to build another one and see if I can fix that. So if I build another farm plot, we might as well just build the rest of them. And if I put it apart from the others and I try to water it, no shot. No shot. The watering can is broken. Maybe they meant to do that on purpose though, because the farm plot is now like spooky, I guess. But man, that is not good at all. That is not good. I don't think we're going to be making an entire pumpkin wall for this video. Maybe. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to have to improvise. All right, there we go. Got 19 farm plots placed on top of each other. And there's a 20th. All right. First and third kids are back at the base. Let me quickly build the compass. I'm going to use that to find the 4th kid, and I already have where the 2nd kid is on the map. All right, well, they're in pretty much opposite directions. So I'm going to get the 2nd kid for tonight, and then the 4th kid the next day. Well, this was a big mistake. Our farm is right where the 2nd kid's tent is, so we'll have to move that, but we'll be moving it anyway. All right, it's the next day. Let's go get the 4th kid, and then we can actually start arranging our biggest farm base, because we're only going to be placing our farm plots within the inner wall, and so the next 2 layers of walls are just going to be
for extra defense and look very, very great. So let's see. Furniture traders here. I have 170 coins this time. Plant lanterns are going to be fantastic. Mushrooms are great. We'll get those too. Some flowers. Let's also get some flower bushes, shrubs, bush planters. And yeah, look at this. You can get wooden trellis fences and wooden picket fences pretty much infinitely. Now, picket fences seem to be more of like stuff for a house, whereas trellis fences seem like they'd be perfect for a farm. So I'm just going to be buying as many of those, and now we're out of coins. All right, here's where the tactical shotgun comes in very handy. It's very easy to take out the bears like this. And there we go. That was really fast. And we got a red chest down here. Perfect. I don't know what I want. Actually, no, I do. Thorn armor. Please, game, give me thorn armor. I know you're listening. Alright, well, it was fun while it lasted. You can go in there and rot away for the rest of your miserable life. Alright, all 4 kids are now safe. Now it's time to actually start sorting out all of our vegetables. And I have a lot of them. So corn, we're gonna put in a pile over here. And then carrots, they're gonna have their own other pile. It's gonna be a huge pile. And we're gonna put them over here. Okay, we got some piles already started. We got a bunch of carrots right here. Decent amount of corn right here. And some pumpkins right here. So we're gonna have to fill out all these walls with carrots, pumpkins, and corn, but I'm starting to think, man, without the watering can, this might be I genuinely thought this would be a lot easier, but without the watering can, dude, this is gonna be near impossible if we want to sort it out wall by wall. So for example, one wall be pumpkins, one wall be corn, and another be carrots. That's gonna take 3 millennia. Why are you in the crock pot? I'm not cooking you. Yeah, get out of the crock pot. Bro, the kids are so misbehaved nowadays. I've told her like 6 or 7 times now, get out of the crock pot, and she keeps laughing at me. For some reason, kids just keep laughing whenever you say 6, 7. All right, we moved the tent out of the way of the farm, so now we could just start stacking up everything. All right, got our next batch of harvest. Sort these out. It's so easy with all of them right on top of each other. All right, carrot pile is getting bigger. What in the world? All the cultists are right next to each other over here. That's kind of convenient. All right, well, we're gonna have to do with what we've got. So I don't think we're gonna make an entire pumpkin wall, but we are gonna make the base in the same way. What we need to do is get the next 2 walls built, which is going to take a lot of scrap. But the one thing I do need to build first are the 10 torches to make the base big, but only placing the first 5. That way we have a good guide for our wall, because without the guide, I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's see what we can do. All right, so that's so far what we have with the shelves we've already built. I can build a few more. We have about 50 scrap, but furniture trader just came by, so we'll go trade with him first. All right, so let's see. He has a bunch of wooden trellis fences and mythic fountain. I will take that. Very nice. But then the rest will be wooden trellis fences. Can't buy that many though, so I'm gonna have to go loot the stronghold again. But the fountain, that's gonna look really nice for the farm. All right, almost done with the second wall. This base looks crazy already. I'm even lagging a little bit right now. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. All right, just finished, I believe, the level 2 stronghold. Now we have 225 coins. That'll be good. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, but my game is now lagging with how many vegetables we have. I think it's this carrot pile over here. My frame rate is very low. This does not look good. So I think what we're gonna start doing is start moving some of the vegetables onto the shelves. So for pumpkins, we'll go ahead and start them at the inner ring to the right of the door. All right, so we've been playing. We're at day 46, and this is how many pumpkins we have. So obviously, we're not going to be making an inner pumpkin wall. That will take 55 years. Next, let's take our corn and we'll do the same thing starting at the left side of the inner ring. All right, this is what we have so far for corn, except I left a little few in this pile, and I did leave 1 pumpkin over here just to keep the piles in the right places. But yeah, we are gonna be taking a while to fill up all this. I'm very glad that carrots grow abundantly, because without carrots, we'd be here for 55 years. So let's actually start carrots on this second wall. I think they take up the same amount of space as corn does. Let's see, corn takes up 6 per shelf, and so does carrots. Okay, great. What in the world? There's one of them standing up. Look at this. Bro is the black sheep. He did not follow the normal path. Bro carved out a life for himself. He was not going to be normal. He was going to be exceptional. Interesting. I wonder how that happened. Okay.
Still placing carrots, but Furniture Trader's here, so we're gonna go talk to him real quick now that we have a bunch more coins. So let's see. He has wooden picket fences. He doesn't have trellis fences, so I think we're gonna be saving a lot of our coins for that later when he gets it again. Let me buy some more lights, though. Those are always good to have. We'll buy some more bush planters, the shrubs. I'm about to fall in the lava by this horse. Yo, get me out of here, man. All right, cool. And flower bushes, and then the rest I'm gonna be saving to get more trellis fences. And there we go. Okay, finally placed almost all of our vegetables. Just left a few for the piles. We've got a bunch of corn, a bunch of pumpkins, but an absolute ridiculous amount of carrots. We've already filled up at least a little bit more than half, or maybe exactly half of the second layer wall. So far it's actually going decent. Now we have to actually finish the wall, though. That's gonna be the thing I need to go do. I need to go get a ton of scrap. So I'm actually gonna go out to the volcano biome to try and find that, because I haven't looted there yet. All right, just brought back an absolute ton of scrap. Put all this into the bench, and now we have 148. Perfect. So now let me just make a ton of shelves. I'm not even gonna use all of the scrap that I have. I think I might have more than enough. We'll start with 50. I know I'll need more than that, but that's what we'll start out with. Won't need too much to finish this second layer. All right, and with that, second layer wall is now done. Still have 40 walls left. So what I need to do is place our final 5 torches, put them right here for right now. And with that, we can finally build the third and final wall. It's gonna take forever to fill these up. All right, Furniture Trader is back today. Let's go trade with him real quick, and then we'll finish this wall. Or maybe I won't have enough scrap. I definitely think I have enough, though. All right, and he does have it now. Okay, so perfect. So we'll get some plant lanterns, too. More lantern cones. I do want some signs. I think we're gonna go with a sign small, and that's it. So I only want one sign. And then, I mean, we're just gonna get a bunch of trellis fences. Go all the way down to about 90 coins, and then let's get some more bush planters and shrubs. We'll get a couple arches. Actually, we'll get 4 arches. And then why not get some mossy rocks to put around the farm? Oh, sir, how are you doing? Casually defying the laws of physics, I see. Oh, okay, and teleportation. That's nice. Let's start construction on the final wall. All right, with the 40 extra shelves we had, we built half. So I'm probably gonna need an extra 40, which means I actually don't have enough scrap for this. Okay, so we'll build all the rest that I can and then see what we need after that. All right, so yeah, we are very close to being done. More than 75%. Still got more carrots, more corn. All right, now it's daytime. Now let's go get the last bit of scrap. And there we go. Okay, that'll be the last bit of scrap we need. All right, just need one last shelf. And there we go. That'll be it for all of the shelves. Now to fill all of them. We haven't even filled the inner ring or the middle ring yet, but let me actually take what we have so far and see what we end up with. All right, now that we have all 3 walls set up, we have an absolute ton of our vegetables already placed in them. We now need to make the inside of the base look as good as possible. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clear up a bit of space over here. We're gonna move the tents to be over here. I do have to figure out which color is which, though. Okay, so we got purple. We're gonna have purple and blue be next to each other for the girls' tents, and then yellow and red next to each other for the boys' tents. So we'll have them like this, not touching the wall, but pretty close and sectioned off. I'm also gonna be moving the map, sundial, and compass, clear up a bit of space out in the middle, and instead we'll put it over here so that you have stuff as you're exiting the base. All right, cool. So I like that. Adds a little bit more open space back here. Now the torches, these are always interesting. I don't like the light that they emit. It's a weird purplish light. So to be honest, what I can do is I can just pick up all of them and then never place them down ever again. Because as far as I know, if you just don't place the torch, then the base will never re-register its borders. So you can see I picked up the torches, but the border is still out here. So if my theory is true, I should be able to just not need these, but I'm gonna leave them there just in case for now. All right, so cool. We got a much bigger area right here. That's what we want to see. Now the oil drill, I think I'm gonna actually move that to be outside of the base. I'm gonna put it actually right out here. It'll go right directly into the pond, keeping the oil barrels out of sight and out of mind. That clears up even more space. Okay, this is actually looking pretty satisfying now. Just open, nice, open floor plan forest. Yep, that's exactly what this is. We also have defensive blueprints. Now the raiders don't usually come come inside the base, but might as well place these. I'll place a set of 3 on each wall. So we got 3 barbed wire here, and then we'll put 3 stakes right here, and then 3 more stakes right out here. So if any cultists do try to come in, I don't think they're gonna be able to make it all the way in. Okay, so now we need to think of what we want to do. It's a good vantage point, honestly. I'm gonna move first the lightning rod. We'll move this to be next to the map. That way it's also not in the middle of the base. This basketball, we'll give it to the boys. And I think that's everything we want to move. I'll obviously move the piles of the fruit or the vegetables. We'll move this furniture by placing it, or at least placing most of it. And then the farm, we're gonna want to expand that. But I wonder, what should we do with the farm? Because I could think we could do something where we place all the farm plots along in a semi-circle arc thing, but I'm wondering if there could be a better option. Let's just, I guess, try this out. I'm gonna pick up all 20 farm plots really fast, and then I'm gonna have to find a good place to put them. I think in the back might be a cool view. So let me actually try to center this. So if I have this as the center, and actually wait, no, we have an even amount of stuff. So we can't have an exact center. We need 2 of these here, and then in between these is the center. Yep, okay, that's good. And then we just kind of arc the rest of them around the shelves. See how that looks. Okay, I did have to pick up the boys' tents, but with this last farm plot placed, we now have all 20 in a nice arc right at the back here. And I honestly think that looks pretty cool. It looks like an actual biggest farm base. It looks industrial. So now for the tents, I think we'll just move them slightly over. So that way they still get their tents and they're still separated, but we have room for the farm. Let me also give them their basketball back. And there we go. Okay, so I was waiting to do this. Let me just grab some carrots from our pile, and we can finally finish the second wall. All we have left is this. So we'll just spam these carrots onto here, and then onto this shelf. This will be the last one right here. All right, fill up this shelf, and that should be everything. Okay, cool. So, going to free cam real quick. The entire second wall is now just full of carrots. It's insane how many carrots you can get. Now the first wall is being filled up somewhat decently. We have a bunch of corn right here, a bunch of pumpkins, and so it looks pretty cool. So let's start filling up now the third wall with a whole bunch of carrots. Now this one's gonna take a while. Yo, what in the world is this? The Pelt Trader's tightrope walking on my base. What are you doing up there, man? I don't even know why he went over here. He never comes over here. Yo, look, he's doing it again. What are you doing, man? Can he not get down from there? I think he might be stuck, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get to a spot, but just can't get off. Weird. Oh, there we go. We got a cultist to come in the base. He died immediately, but I think he's gonna be the only one. They all like to stay stuck on the shelves for some reason. Maybe they don't register the shelves the same way they do log walls, which I mean makes sense. I mean, these things are not meant to be walls. Still interesting to know though. Okay, so now we're getting a good amount of progress on our third wall. As you can see, we got a little arc of carrots back there, but the inside of the base still looks really bare bones. So we got to figure out what we want to do to make this a very nice looking base. And I already have one idea. Let me find where my trellis fences are. Here's one. There's another. Should have 3 at least. There we go. There's 3. Okay, so now using these, I'm going to build a fence all the way around in a nice arc shape. And I think that's going to look pretty cool. I'm going to try to make it look as perfect as possible, lining up the posts with the posts so that it looks like one long continuous bit of work. All right, I actually think that looks pretty nice. Kind of closes off the farm, so now we got to go all the way around, and then I'm going to add a door. And there we go. Fences all the way around the farm. And then if we want a door, we can go to the center, which is right here. Actually, the fences aren't really centered, so I'm going to pick up 2 of them, and then that'll be a nice entryway. Actually, no, I do want an archway here, though. So maybe we can go for a side entrance, or 2 side entrances. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, got it. What we're going to do is we're going to open up 2 things. One on, we'll say, not this side, but one right here, and one over here. We'll find the arches, and then put one for this door, and another for this door. Boom. I think that makes the farm look really really nice. I like that. Yeah, I think that's cool. Okay, cool. Now we need to figure out what else we can do. We still have a lot of area to work with. We do have a fountain. This is pretty nice. We could have that be like a centerpiece for something right here. So kind of near where the center is, have a fountain just about here. And then we could surround it with other stuff. Oh wait, hold up. I forgot. We can get shrubs as well and put that probably inside of the farm. Let me grab all of my stuff like that. Like shrubs. And then what are the other ones? Flower bushes and bush planters. That's what I need. Okay. Got a bunch of these things. Now the shrubs. I'm wondering, we could add shrubs like here. And I think that would look cool for the farm. But what we could also do is add a wall of bushes and things kind of like this. So in an alternating pattern, and then have the shrub be part of that pattern. So it would be just like this. Bush planter, bush, shrub, bush, bush planter. And we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to start from the other side. Do another one here. So bush planter, bush, shrub, bush, and bush planter. So it creates kind of a nice pattern. And then coming inward, what could we do? Let me do like a trial thing here. If I go here, then I go 2 more shrubs, and then we go bush planters, just like this. Does that look good? Let's see. I think that looks fairly decent. I kind of like it. We got 4 shrubs, a bunch of bushes and bush planters, and a nice, neat, not pattern per se, maybe a pattern. I don't know the exact definition of that, but I think it looks nice. But we do have so many more shrubs, so we could add them in between the farms anyway. Okay, I almost have enough for one in between every single farm plot. So I'm actually going to go buy more whenever the furniture trader comes back, which means for right now, let me drop all that I have and I'm going to go loot the stronghold as soon as possible. All right, this should actually give me a ton of coins as well because it is level 3. All right, there we go. Just cleared the level 3 stronghold. Let me get all these coins, and now I have 480. I have enough for pretty much anything I need. Now, you know what? I want a riot shield. This time I want a riot shield out of this chest. I need only thorn armor, I guess. But no, give me a riot shield. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot kunai existed. Never mind. Kunai is actually pretty good. Okay, furniture trader is back. Now, I mean, let's just go get everything we can get. All right, does he have shrubs? He does. Perfect. We'll just buy those immediately. Lanterns are good too, so we'll buy those. Now, I'm wondering, what else should we buy? There's not too much that I need. Bullseye rug, nah. Candles, not really. Lavenders, we'll go for that. We could get some stump tables, as well as some log stools. Try to make something out of those. See what we can do. And then maybe we should get the plates to put them on the log tables. But then again, it seems like the brick table doesn't carry items in the same way that wooden tables do. So I'm wondering, do the stump tables also have that problem? For now, though, let's take our shrubs and finish off what we started. And there we go. Cool. I think that makes it look really nice. I like that. Now, we also have some flowers. So I wonder what we could do with these. There's not really much room inside of the farm. But for now, things look good. We just need to figure out... Oh, wait. Okay, here's what we could do. Let's actually move this fountain back a little bit closer here. We'll grab the stump tables and we'll use this fountain as like a center for a nice little place you could eat. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, cool. Let me move these things. There we go. We have 3 tables. I could do a 4th. It's in a little bit of an awkward spot, but as long as you don't mind having some gems around you while you eat, you know, you're all good. I do want to make it a little bit closer though. I feel like that's a little bit off center. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good. So now we have 4 stump tables. We'll have to go get more stump stools because I only have 5. But let's start by adding 1 to each table. Okay, so now that we have our tables in the center here, let's look above, see what we've got going. So we've got a nice farm, and this would be a perfect eating area right here. Now the kids' beds or tents, we can actually make them look a little bit nicer. I feel like that would add a lot more to the base. And then we want something over here on this right side. Not sure what we're gonna do just yet, but I feel like that would perfect the base. I like it. So let's see what we have to do for the kids' tents. I know I have fairy light arches. We could put that immediately onto the girls' tents. And I actually have the perfect amount too. So I have 1 for the koala kid and 1 for the kraken kid. We also have cloth frames. Now I was thinking of somehow incorporating that into the farm as well. Maybe we can. Yeah, maybe I still can. Hold up. Do I not have any cloth frames? I thought I bought bought some. There's no way I don't. I remember buying them. Okay, I guess I don't have them. Weird. But I can always buy some later. For now, let's use what we got. We can actually use our lavender that we haven't used yet. That would go perfect with the Koala Kids tent. So we'll do one here, one on the side, and one on this back corner. Now with the plant lanterns, I actually have an interesting idea. Because it is a farm base, we could have a doorway be made out of plant lanterns. And if I get it just right, just like this, it looks like a giant one-piece archway. And because I have more, I can do that for this arch or this doorway as well. So get real close. All right, and then we got two of them coming in now. And now this won't exactly work, but we can do one on the inside. I'm gonna see how that looks though. It might not look good. So let's see, how does this look? Oh, hold on, this actually might look good. Yeah, this actually doesn't look bad. Kind of adds to the base. It really does look like you're coming into a farm base. Okay, so that's good. We got those used up and used very nicely. Now we have a writable sign, which is going to be the sign that gives you a little nice warm welcome into the base as you head in. All right, this is one of the best welcomes you can have when coming into a base. Perfect, so that looks nice. But now I do have buckets and I do have barrels somewhere. There we go, buckets and barrels. I have 3 of each, I believe. So maybe I could do something like barrel, bucket right here, and then on the opposite side, bucket, barrel. Nice. I like that. That adds a little bit more to the base, or at least to the farm, you know, because you do need barrels and buckets for probably farming stuff. Probably, I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have mossy rocks too. How can we incorporate these? Does that look weird? Not really. So if I go to the other one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th tree. So 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th tree, place one, and then 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th tree from that one, and then 1, 2, 3, and the 4th tree from that one. How does that look? That actually perfectly spaces it out too. All right, not bad. Not great, but not bad. We can at least use that piece of furniture. I do have more lavender as well. So you know what? Koala Kid, you are going to be sitting pretty in lavender. That actually does look pretty nice though. That actually looks like a garden. Now we also have amaryllis. I believe it's a red flower. So what can we do with this? Kind of just, oh, I know. Okay, we'll do a triangle shape around the fountain. That'll give a nice little look to it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, that does look good. Still got some lantern cones. I believe we have more as well. Yep, okay, so we have 4 total, I believe. What can we do with these? Oh, wait, I know what we can do with these. Easy. Put it right onto the stump tables. There's like a little bit of lighting. I'm hoping we could paint them. I just realized, though, I don't have a paintbrush. I'm gonna have to go get one from the furniture trader. All right, furniture trader's back today. Let's go get ourselves a paintbrush and whatever else we could add to the base. Painting portrait. I've never seen one of these. All right, we'll get one of these. We'll get these bluebells for the Kraken Kid. Cloth frames, we'll get those. That's what I wanted earlier. Gotta make sure I get my paintbrush too. Not gonna forget that. And then what else do we need? Oh yeah, log stools. Need those. And then also get some stone lanterns because I know we have those. I'm gonna get some mossy rock smalls. I'm gonna get some clownfish couches for the boys and some bean bags for all the kids. I think that's all I'm gonna do for right now. All right, so let's take our log stools, add extra chairs, and then we can make these 2 tables of 3, so that way this person gets a view of the farm. Now we do have this painting portrait. I'm wondering, what should we do with this? Can you put it on the bench? No, you can't put it on the bench. Can we put it on a shelf? I believe you can. Yeah, okay, you can. It's a little hard to line up though. You know what? That's a perfect spot. We have an amazing portrait of what seems to be the deer's wife at some kind of pier, and the deer caught her by surprise taking a photo of her, and she is now frustrated at him because she wasn't ready. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little hangout area for the kids by doing one of these little X patterns and then coloring each of the bean bags to be their color. And there we go. So I have a nice little hangout area right here. We have some cloth frames. So what I can do is for the boys, put these like here and like here. So that way they have some more colors for their base. Kind of looks like a pillow fort. We have bluebells, so we could use that for the Koala Kids tent area right here. Have mossy rock smalls. I wonder what we can do with these. I have 6 of them, so I could place them around the fountain. That actually look pretty cool. And because I have 6, I could place 2 in between each of the flowers. All right, looks nice. Now we have the clownfish couches. We'll give these to the boys. Little hangout area right here. And then we'll give them the last couple bean bags as well. But now, the most important time in all videos is to decide where to put Kevin. We'll put him right behind this very lovely welcome sign. Him, Rio, and Nemo all together. You know, wouldn't you just love to see warning, no trespassing, and and then Kevin, Rio, and Nemo. I think that's fantastic. Also gonna add some magnolia right next to our amaryllis. Add some more flowers around our fountain. Now I have a bunch of fairy light doubles. I wonder what we could do with these. If I have 10 of them, I can make some kind of a border somewhere, some kind of a wall. Maybe I could do that for the final area. So I could do one of these just like this, and then cut it off with them as well, and then just like that. Okay, cool. So we'll have a little area right here with a bunch of fairy lights. Now we just gotta figure out what to put in here. I actually do like that a lot though, but let's just go ahead and wait till the furniture trader comes back. We'll get some more furniture, and for now, let's start putting more of our vegetables up on the wall, because I have so many vegetables to put up on the wall now. And look, even the squid kid is admiring this mega pile of carrots that's taller than him. Okay, I just placed a whole bunch of carrots, and using free cam, you could see we only have a little bit left to go on this side, and even less to go on this side. And then we do still have the inner ring too. Can't forget about that, but it is coming together quite nicely. So we are getting very, very close to finishing the biggest farm base. Look at this. This looks cool. So let's finish this out nicely. Let's finish placing all of our furniture. We got to figure out what we want to have right here. And luckily for me, furniture trader's here today too. Okay, I have 300 coins, so we're good on coins. What I could do is get a couple red tables and some red benches. We can get a couple lanterns to go on those tables. All right, so what we can do is we could place our 2 tables, one here, and we'll go one right here, but let me move these carrots real quick. All right, we'll place it right here. Let me go drop off these carrots, fill in more of our just ridiculously massive wall. Let's also place our benches and the brick. Oh, no chance. No chance. Hold on. What about the regular ones? The stone lanterns. Do these work? I think they might. No, okay, they don't either. Interesting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have some ambient lighting around the base rather than putting it directly on top of the table. Okay, and then we'll put one in the center as well. We also can put some decorations. We'll put a bush planter right here, one on the side here, and one right here. We can put some mushrooms around here. Oh, I have an idea. We can use these extra trellis fences like this. This looks pretty cool. And then we can leave one open for a door. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, okay, I actually like that. That looks... Bro, this looks amazing. This looks sick. I actually really like this. Could be a perfect restaurant area. This is nice. Oh, let me move just this, what's it called? Brick lantern a little bit more. Make it a little bit more symmetrical. I like this. This is a good use of furniture. All right, we also do want to move the crock pot. I don't like it just being out in the middle of nowhere. We could have it right here, some kind of Korean barbecue style restaurant, but I think it would be better next to the farm. Not here. This is kind of like another seating area. Oh, I'm also dying to death. What should I do? Okay, I'll eat one of these carrots. Where can we put this? I think the best spot will be right here, next to the farm and next to the restaurant, so you could see it, and it's next to the farm. All right, now for the rest of the furniture, we're just gonna get rid of it. Don't need it. I don't see any other purpose we could do with it, and we want to declutter the base to make it look as nice as possible. And so now, pretty much the only thing left to do is finish filling up the walls with food, which we are almost done with. Okay, it's finally done. We're on day 300. We're 5.5 hours into building this base, and every last shelf is filled as much as it's allowed to be filled. I mean, there might be one that's missing a carrot or something because of just the location, but every single one is filled. And I also moved all the corn and pumpkins to the outside. I thought it would look a little bit nicer. And as soon as it turns daytime, we're gonna get an insanely good view of this base. 40 seconds, and we are finally gonna do the tour. This base has taken a lot longer than I thought it would. All right, let's start with our overhead view. Here is the entire base. As you can see, all of our stuff is on the inner ring, and then we have all of our shelves filled to the brim. Had to go around these rocks and these kind of ledge things just so that I could fill the shelves more, because when you put them in between the rocks, they wouldn't fill all the way up. So that's why it has a little bit of that indenting near the back. But now let's actually tour the entire base. As you can see from above, we have a nice little living room slash restaurant area. We have our circular farm, another restaurant area with a beautiful fountain, and then the kids area. But let's go in depth and look at it and it's raining. Well, give me a little bit and we'll do the base tour. All right, now let's do the base tour. Coming in, we have some food. You know, it might be hard to know notice when you first see the base, but we do have food on our walls here. We have 3 nice plant lantern gateways letting you through, so you can see our corn, pumpkins, and carrots, all very nice and illuminated on your way in. And don't forget, we have Kevin, Rio, and Nemo letting you in the base with a nice welcome sign, warning no trespassing. How amazing. Thank you. Then coming in on the right, we have the Squid Kid with his head against a pole. That's nice. But we have our beautiful living room slash dining area. I even couldn't... Oh, you've got to be kidding. All right, so we have our nice living room area right here where you can also eat. And because I couldn't place any lights on the tables, I instead used the Halloween candles. So using a little bit of repurposing right there. And overall, nothing too complex. Just a nice, very cozy area. Then coming over here, we have the pretty much main part of our base. This back half is both our farm and our exquisite dining area, which I'm really happy. Yo, you've got to be kidding me. Dude, do I live in Florida? All right. And much better. Look at that. What a beautiful day to continue uninterrupted. So we have our main area here, our farm, beautifully decorated. 20 whole farm plots, which don't work with watering cans, but it is an absolute ton of food that we're getting. Then in the center here, we have our nice dining area. Only 2 of the tables get plates because these people love to eat off of bark. Why? Probably because they're dogs. But we have this beautiful fountain in the center. I really like it. Got really lucky getting that. And then coming over here, we have our kids area. So this is where the kids' tents are. Bunch of flowers for the girls. They have their hangout area in the center right here. If we had like board games or something, I would put it right in the center here. And my most favorite thing of the entire... Why are you on your back? Yo, I've never seen that. How are you on your back? Have you gone mentally insane from being here for almost an entire year? 321 days of nothing but looking at food? Yeah, me too. But my most favorite invention, the most beautiful invention of all time, the weather machine. Keeps things from being interrupted. Oh, can't forget though, our beautiful high-up painting. Almost forgot. But that is the biggest farm base. Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest log wall base in 99 Nights in the Forest. And for this, I'm playing lumberjack. That way we can get as many logs and saplings as possible, because we're gonna need that if we're gonna be growing all of these trees to get all these log walls. There we go. 5 logs from 1 tree is pretty good. That's what I'm really hoping for, because, you know, 1 or 2 trees doesn't give you too much extra, but if I'm cutting down like 30 trees, then we're gonna be doing this a lot faster. There we go, fire level 3. Now I want to go loot a little bit. Actually, let me get the map and then we'll go loot, because I do need to get a weapon to go save the kids. All right, we can get the crafting bench 2, regular bed, sundial, and the compass. There we go, got a good sack. Won't need to trade with a pelt trader for a little bit. There's a polar bear. This absolute giant monster-sized polar bear. Dude, I have no idea how much damage he does, but I'm not gonna find out. There we go, got a spear too. Means we can go get the kids when we're ready, or at least the first 2. All right, I'm about to starve, so I'm gonna head back to the base, and I think I'll take out the wolves by the first kid. That way we can get the first kid and get a lot of food. We also have a lot of fuel, so we might be able to get fire level 4. Oh yeah, there we go, that was easy. So now I'm gonna go get the first kid. Excuse me, my good sir. Oh, there's a deer. There's a deer. And put the key in. Wait, what was that? But I'm gonna grab all this food. There we go. First kid is home. Got a lot of food to eat as well. And now we can also go get the second kid. Gotta be a little bit more careful here, especially because the one wolf is getting on top of the other ones. All right, second kid is safe. We also have a ton of loot. I'm gonna get some more wood so we can get the old bed as well. There we go. Place that down before it turns daytime. And now we're getting a ×5 multiplier already on day 4. So that's pretty good. I'm also gonna get us 2 farm plot. That way we can start growing our food, and then eventually we'll have to get a crock pot. Furniture traders here as well. We'll get a purple rug. I don't think I've seen one of those in a while. Okay, I mean, I'm still gonna buy your furniture, but you are definitely getting a lawsuit. Bro, literally, wait, hold on. I just remembered. The story of this game is that you went into a park, the deer sightings and all that. So what in the world is this dude doing in a park with all this furniture? How big is this park? I don't think I'm gonna question it though. I'm very appreciative of what he's giving me. There we go, got a rifle. Definitely gonna need that. Oh, I'm about to die of hunger. I need to do something. All right, there we go. Eat a little bit of raw food. I won't die yet. Okay, got
Gotta be very careful heading home, though. I wish I had a flashlight. We also do have a... What are you doing? Yo, stop. Dude, you're breaking... It's illegal. What is happening? There you go. You know what? I'm gonna get a nice screenshot of you. That's a very nice for thumbnails. What is happening with this deer, man? I don't want to get too close to him. I don't want to... Oh, there he goes. Well, that was interesting. All right, I'm gonna chop down these trees for some wood just so we can get the fire to the next level. Then we can go get the third kid. And then by stockpiling all these saplings, especially because I'm lumberjack, I should maybe at least be staying the same amount of saplings, if not getting even more. Our tree supply is going to continue to grow. And then we'll have so much wood for this base because it's going to be big. I'm also going to need at least 60 wood just for the torches alone. I also just realized all this is wet, so I can't really use it, but we're just going to put it in the crafting bench. You know what? Maybe I can make the biofuel processor if I upgrade this. And I need one more piece of wood in here. Biofuel. All right. We'll use this instead for now. But for this day, I'm going to get more wood, put in the biofuel, and then also take all these saplings and plant them together. All right. We got a piece of coal. This should be the last little push that we need. There we go. Now I'm going to try to get a crock pot. So that way we can get some stable food. All right. We can get that. I need 3 more wood for a good bed. We're going to get that before it turns daytime. There we go. Place is down back here. And then tomorrow we're going to go get the third kid. Before we leave though, I'm going to get one quick stew. Before we leave though, I'm going to get one stew real quick. And then also get this wood here so we can build our boost pad. All right. We're good. Charge this real quick. Make sure I get his location on the compass and then go over there. All right. He's one shot. I can just drop down there. There we go. Got a strong flashlight. Definitely going to need that. Deer is hungry tonight, so we are heading straight home. Not going to try to fight him. I don't know if he'll instantly spawn, but I do want to get home. I think I found a new trick though, and it's that if I'm running from the deer, I just hold a shift lock, so that way I can run backwards and shine the light at him much easier than doing some spin around like this. Yeah, that makes it way easier. But the third kid is now home safe. Now we just got to focus on getting a level 6 fire. So I'm going to go get a bunch more saplings, try to stay close to the base so I don't die. That way we can get a bunch of wood for the biofuel and more saplings, which will give us more wood for the log walls and even torches too. There we go. Gonna have a bunch of wood right here. Might be enough to get us to the max fire. All right, about to turn morning. We only have 5% left and all these are about to grow. So I think I'm only gonna use a few of these to upgrade the fire, and then the rest of them we're gonna just spend straight away on our log walls. And I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right, a little bit of logs right here, but we'll use a few of these, maybe like 5 or 6. 7. There we go. All right, fire is complete. Rest of these we're gonna put in the crafting bench. All right, we got 128 wood. Now I want to show you my plan. We're first gonna build all these log walls around the level 6 fire circle, which is this white dotted line right here that goes in a circle all the way around the base. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna buy 5 torches, which cost 6 scrap and 6 wood each, which will extend the base even further, and we'll build another layer of log walls. And then finally we'll put down all the rest of the torches, making the biggest base possible, where we'll do our final layer of log walls. So we're gonna start with this layer right here. And what's nice about these is that even though I can't see the circle right here, I can find out where it is just by seeing where this thing is placeable. There we go. We got a decent arc, maybe 25% of the first wall done. Now I do want to go loot, because for this to be very quick, I do want to get the strong axe or even the chainsaw if possible. Oh, well, that's convenient. I just found where the 4th kid is by accident. I think though I'm not gonna loot it just yet. I want to loot this cultist base. That way we can get a strong axe, or at least hopefully get one. Yo, what was that? That was a murder. I was so oh, okay, cool. You just use your magic tricks to disappear after you kill me. That's nice. Yeah, definitely got to use Robux on this stuff. There we go. Gotta be more careful next time. We also did get a pumpkin. Pretty nice. But now I'm gonna head back over there, but I'm gonna be a little more careful. All right, we just took out the cultists. Get the coins. Oil barrel's gonna be useful. Just looking for the strong axe now. Got a gem. Iron armor. That's good. Got another rifle, but no strong axe yet. Maybe I should get the 4th kid, because there's usually a chest down there, and I think I'll be safe right here from everything. Oh, dude, no, I'm not safe. I'm not safe. Okay, I'm never gonna assume I'm safe ever again. Almost died right there. Let me try to get up here. There we go. Okay, I think we're safe for now because the deer is at our base with the cultists right now. Oh, nah. All right, let's take out this raid real quick and then we'll go back. I have to be so much more careful. It seems like the game has gotten a lot harder. All right, I'm gonna go back up top and then I'll get my stuff after we clear out the bears. All right, let's grab our stuff. Get the 4th kid. All right, just got another 155 wood. Don't have the strong axe just yet, but we're gonna make do with what we have for now. All right, can't place all of them because I do need to get rid of this tree. And then I also need to get rid of all of my trees when they grow. So for now, I'm dropping those 2 over there. We're gonna make some food and then go look for a strong axe. Oh, there we go. Right in here here we got a giant sack. Don't even have to open a chest. About to die though. But we can just get the bandages and make it through the windows. Still looking for that strong axe though. Oh, there we go. We got a mythic chest right here. Maybe we can get the chainsaw out of it. Get this mythic chest. There we go. We got a riot shield, but also a gem of the forest fragment, which is interesting. I don't think that was there in the update day, or at least when I played it, but I think now all mythic chests give you a little fragment. Still trying to find where in the world I can get a strong axe. Maybe in here. Deer is hungry tonight, but there is a raid, so we should teleport away. Another mythic chest. No way. Maybe this one will get the chainsaw. There we go. That is what we like to see. All right, this is about to be the easiest challenge of 2015. What in the world? What is that? You can grow a cake out the ground with a little cherry on top too? I mean, I'll take it. Appreciate you, my guy. But all right, but we do have the chainsaw, so we can just take all of this out in 2 seconds. There we go. That's a lot of wood. We'll also cut down this tree that's in the way over here. All right, we're gonna keep all our trees over here now. At least if I can plant them. Yeah, okay, we can. So we're gonna see just how much wood we can get into the crafting bench now. There we go. 199 wood. Not bad. But let me take all these saplings and then we'll replant them just so we can keep getting a stable source of wood. But now that we have the chainsaw, we can get so many saplings. All right, plant all these. There we go. So now I do want to go get the stronghold just so that we can get more cultist gems. Actually, you know what? I think we're good on cultist gems. I can get the giant bed. I can get the oil drill. We're good on that. Okay, never mind. But I do still want to go there anyway because I do want to get the coins that they have. That way we'll be able to get a lot more furniture for our base, which is gonna be huge. Get the radar real quick. Spend the scrap to get the stronghold location. Oh, wow. I was right next to it. All right, last few enemies right here. There we go. I have 270 coins now, maybe a little bit more up here. No, okay. But we do get our fragments. I think we might get another fragment out of the mythic chest as well, which would be a little bit weird, but maybe this mythic chest, they made it so you don't get another fragment. No, you still get a fragment. I think we now have a full fragment too. And now that we're about to surpass day 99, we're gonna get a fragment for every single raid. But for this chainsaw, don't really need this, so we're gonna have it as a beautiful decoration right here. Set it on fire. Totally won't cause an explosion. I think that's very nice. There we go. Wait a second. Can I combine these? There we go. Okay. I thought because I accidentally combined 2 pieces of 2, I wouldn't be able to combine it. But we could put this into here and it kind of, okay, I think it keeps it off to the side of the crafting bench. So we have our green gem. Get that crafting bench 5. We might honestly get something here because if the stronghold really gives you 2 gems per clear and we're going to have raids, of course, we might be able to get something. Maybe a respawn capsule, maybe the accelerometer, which wouldn't be too useful for this video. So I think it's between the respawn and the weather machine. But for now, let's cut down all these. All right, this is kind of insane. There we go. 99 days and 76 minutes. We have 300 coins as well. So next time the furniture trader comes by, I'm going to be making him bankrupt. Actually, no, very rich. He'll have no stock and all the money. So very rich. All right, planting all these again. It's going to give us a ton of wood. We also have a bunch of wood in our crafting bench now. We have 244. So now let's get everything out we can in log walls and see if we can finish this wall. There we go. Now I do need to get rid of one or wait. I don't have a hammer. Am I stuck forever? Hold on. I don't have a hammer. I have to find something I can build just to jump over. So I'm gonna make a quick shelf. I'm gonna drop the rest of my logs as well. We'll save that for the next wall. Build a shelf. Okay, there we go. Be very careful about that. I just locked myself in here without a hammer. So I'm gonna go buy the location of the anvil. And then with that, we can go get the hammer. All right. Got even more wood here. But I think before we cut that down, I'm gonna go get the hammer. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He spawned on the roof and then fell right through. Oh, and there's a wolf too. Can I get the same thing to happen with this wolf? Please go down there. Now let's build this. Gotta get 5 wood, 5 scrap. Now let's go fix up our base. Wait a second. Without the hammer, I couldn't even get back into my base if I wanted to. So for now, we're gonna leave this tiny little hole right here. But now that we're past day 99 and we're about to get raided, we should get another forest fragment. I think I'm also gonna take our defensive blueprints and put them right here like this, because I think they should start coming through this door. Let's see. Oh, wait, I don't even see them coming through. Are they all just waiting outside? I think they're all just waiting. Yeah, that's weird. Huh, maybe the door's too small. So I think I'm gonna pick up this wall right here. Maybe they'll start coming through. I'm about to die, dude. These crossbow guys always have the best aim on planet Earth. I always gotta take them out first. There we go. Now we got our first of 4 forest gems. Put that off to the side. And now I just need more wood, which I can get right here for torches. But before then, we're gonna go hit up the furniture trader because he's back in town. All right, let's see. Purple signpost for the koala kid. Barrel for the farm. Camping chairs
we'll figure that out. Amaryllis and red pillows. Interesting lot of items, but I still have 300 coins left, so we're good. All right, now let's cut all this down. And with this, we can make our first 5 torches. And then where should we put them? I guess we'll just put them behind the beds for right now. And with that, the base should be a lot bigger. Yeah, there we go. We got an extra layer of walls to put right here. So we're gonna start with that. What in the world? What in the world? Okay, that's an interesting barrier. I guess the circle might be a little bit bigger, but the actual room you could build stuff is a little smaller. But I'm gonna try to keep it out as far as possible. All right, maybe we did a little over 25% of the wall. Maybe 25% exactly. Kind of hard to tell, but it's gonna be huge. Gonna go hit up the stronghold again. Should be able to get 2 more forest gems, and then the next raid will give us the last one we need to build. I don't even know what we're gonna build yet. I am back. Thank you for welcoming me into your home one more time. I did not take off my shoes at the doormat. I am very not sorry. Where did you come from, man? You don't spawn in here. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. There we go. Got the level 2 stronghold beat. We'll take our gem fragment, cultist gems, regular gems. Then we'll take our extra gem, and honestly, whatever comes out of here, I'm good. I think the only last thing I need is thorn armor. So we're gonna put this as another decoration. Looks very nice. All right, put our fragments together here. We got 3 out of the 4 pieces, and this raid will give me the last piece. All right, put this together, and we've got our last, or not our last, but our second gem to finally craft something out of the crafting bench level 5. But before we do that, we do need to go get more scrap. Furniture Trader's also in town today, so we're gonna go hit him up. Good evening, sir. I would like your finest camping chairs. Double, single fairy lights, red posts, camping chairs. I'm gonna go to the very edge of the map, look for as much scrap as possible, and then we will definitely have enough by the time we get back to the base. All right, we're back to the base. Should have enough scrap by now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, respawn capsule or weather machine. Which is best? Respawn capsule 100,000,000%. I have died, or at least came close to dying so many times by now. I'm gonna drop off all my furniture first because I can't even see the respawn capsule, but here it is. Where do I want to put this? I want to put it kind of off to the side. I would say right here for now. I'm assuming we could pick it up later, so we have to activate this. It costs a cultist gem. Interesting. So if I die, I should respawn just right immediately in there, but it does cost the cultist gem, which honestly is not that bad. I have a bunch of those, so I'd get a total of 8 free revives because I started with 8, now I have 7. But let's see how that works. For now, we're gonna build the base though. All right, just finished chopping down some wood, and now we got a raid coming. Now I'm interested because I do have a lot of respawn capsules. If I just die, do I just instantly respawn? Just almost automatically respawn immediately. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. They have a whole animation for it too. So let me recharge this real quick. Wait, it costed more than a gem this time. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that because it is kind of overpowered. So I guess maybe it goes up by a gem every single time you use it. So it's probably best you do not die. Use this as the absolute last resort. Using that as like a, hey, I just want to get home fast trick is not good. The animation though is really cool. There we go. Raid complete. I don't know for sure if we're going to do this, but I'm going to be stacking up gem fragments with all the raids. So we might be able to get a second one and then get the weather machine or maybe even the temporal accelerometer. Okay, this is insane. The wood is almost stacking up over the, I can't even see. It went over the wall, or maybe it went through the wall with when I mined the trees, but that is just an insane amount of wood. Furniture Trader is back today. Gonna go hit him up. Excuse me, my good sir. Please have your horse not murder me this time. Hedgerows are good. Camping chairs. 3 fairy light doubles. That's pretty rare. Still have 400 coins though, so we'll be ready for the next time he comes back. This is about to be probably the best base I've built so far. We have so much furniture. We have a respawn chamber, which is gonna help a lot, just in case I accidentally get overwhelmed with a raid or something. And the amount of wood we have is insane. Just got us another cultist gem and a forest gem. See, now the cultist gems are actually pretty valuable to me because it used to be that I wouldn't really use them, but now if you can use it to recharge this thing, oh yeah, we're using that every single time we can. I do need some more scrap. I'm gonna go get the ammo crate, and then when I have the ammo crate, I can loot the stronghold one more time, and then we'll just get the temporal accelerometer because I'm curious how that works. I'm wondering if it's worth it, like if it's 1 cultist gem per night, maybe it'd be really worth it then to go loot the stronghold as much as possible. All right, we can get the ammo crate. Now I'm gonna buy a bunch of rifle ammo. Don't think I have enough, so I might get more scrap, but for now we're gonna chop down these trees. But we're getting there. We're getting really close. Now the reason I say that we're really close and I haven't built anything in a while is because we're about to hit 1,000 wood in our crafting bench. So I'm interested to see what happens. Get it up to 999. What happens if you hit 1,000? Does it just change? Okay. All right. I was expecting something a little weird, but I guess they did prepare if someone was as crazy as me to get 1,000 wood. So with all of this, I don't even know how many walls I could get. I'm just gonna craft all of them and we're gonna try to go place them. Oh, also I do want to make torches, but but don't have any scrap right now, so we'll do that later. I have no idea how many log walls I have at this point. I probably have about 80 log walls now. So I think we're good to finish at least this one. Let's see. Okay, we want the door to be right there, so we'll just continue on through here. There we go. Pick up these extra ones that I dropped just for the sake of reaching my hammer. We still have so many left over, but that is the second layer of the wall done. So now we just need to get some more torches, and we'll be able to do the third layer really fast. Still have so many of these. It's insane. There we go. That's all the leftover that I have. We have a mountain of them. All right, let's go see what the furniture trader has today. Fairy light arch, red rug, fences. What? An out of stock barrel. I don't even know what happened there. We are getting another raid though, but after this raid, we're gonna have to go get more scrap. This does look really nice. I do like the new log walls. I'm gonna start putting down my defensive blueprints, or at least this one right here. There we go. We only need one more forest gem now. So I think maybe we should just wait for another raid rather than going to the stronghold and spending all that stuff on there, like all the scrap that I'll need to get ammo and then spending the ammo itself. So we're just gonna wait for the next raid, and then we'll get another forest gem. Dude, this is absolutely insane. I have so much wood here. I don't even know how I'm gonna spend it all. I don't even think I can spend it all. Maybe we'll need some of it, but there's no way I'm gonna need all of that. But now let's go get our scrap. No way I found the bear. I've only seen the wolves do this. Okay, maybe that's why. No way. No, the deer's hungry too. No, that's not the flashlight. I don't have medkit. Yeah, I do. Wait, take the medkit. Okay, I'm gonna grab this tire real quick and then hold the shift lock and just do that every once in a while. That way I should be able to make it back home. Okay, that was a little close, but using shift lock makes it so much easier. Just do one of these. There we go. All right, we're back to the base. Put all these in there. That is definitely enough for us to get our last torches. Gonna get those last 5. We're gonna place them also right here. And there we go. Our base is now the maximum size. And then we're gonna make one last wall along this entire circle. Not sure what I'm gonna do about this lake here. That's a little interesting of a spot. But yeah, we're gonna have to do another third layer. So I'm gonna cut down this tree. And then I guess it's just using all the wood that we got and all the log walls that we already have. I have no idea. Not the faintest clue or any shred of evidence just how much wood all this is gonna be. I could barely see myself. Think that's it. There we go. That might be enough wood, you know. Maybe. It's probably pouring over the wall as well. Yeah, a little bit. Or at least it spawned through the wall. All right, time to spend 3 whole hours picking all this stuff up. You know what? Maybe I'll just use whatever we have for right now. And then if I do need more, we'll just take from this absolutely massive pile. There we go. We now have our final forest gem, at least for the gem that we're making right now. So let's combine that. There we go. Put that in the crafting table. We're gonna need more scrap before we make anything, so we're gonna go do that. And then I think we're gonna go with the temporal accelerometer. The weather machine might be a little bit more useful, but I do want to figure out how the temporal thing works. Furniture Trader's also back, so you know we're buying his entire stock. He had a fountain too. That's good. I think I've gotten that maybe once or twice before. You know what they should make? Because there's a way to get infinite wood by just replanting saplings, or at least not infinite wood, but a lot of wood. They should make something, not an oil drill, but another kind of drill. Just a drill in general, and that'll mine for ores, which will then give you scrap instead of having to go loot for it. And especially because you can run out of it if you get a lot of these endgame items. Especially because I do need more scrap, and I've looted a decent portion of the map already. So now let's put all this scrap in, and then we're gonna make our temporal accelerometer. Never used this thing before. It's not that big. I thought it'd be bigger. All right, activate to skip the night. Costs 1 whole gem. So right now I'm gonna wait till the day counter's done. So we're on day 285. So we should be on day 294 if I skip this day. So if I click it, then the sundial timer is not moving. I mean, it is moving, but not faster. So maybe this really only does skip the night portion. So like the 1 minute and 30 seconds of the night. So I mean, that's not too bad, but I kind of wish it would just be something that would put up your day counter by another day with whatever multiplier you have. So if you spend a cultist gem, I have the 9 times multiplier. It'd give me 9 days. Now though, we are gonna go place all of these. I do want to drop my furniture though. I don't want to get that mixed up. All right, let's figure out what we could do with this lake problem. Because I can only place up to about right here. So we'll keep it like this. Actually, maybe move it a little bit to the left whenever I can though, because I can't find my hammer yet. So we're just gonna build the wall around and then fix the mistakes afterwards when I can reach my hammer. Okay, so this is another lake. Gonna just kind of jut this inward like so. And then we could build one to the side, or at least facing this way. Then another one like this. Wait, temporal accelerometer should be working now. All right, turn to daytime. It does. Okay, perfect. That is actually pretty cool. You know, I'm actually getting close to finishing this. I wonder if I already already have enough. Maybe I'll need a few more, but we've already done such a huge portion. I think I'm maybe 75-80% done. Yeah, I mean 75% done or so. Maybe like 70% when I actually said it though. All right, we are getting another raid, so we'll have to take care of that. We'll set up all of our bear traps. All right, while we wait for this raid, just gonna get more logs. Yep, there we go. All right, I have 180 in our crafting bench, 180 wood. So we're gonna see if that's enough. It should be, but we'll see. We're gonna have to turn this really sharp like this, which is not that great, but we kind of have to do it. There we go. Last wall, and I might have just trapped myself. Okay, no, I had a little tiny way to get out, but that is all 3 walls complete. This wall does not look nice, but everything else here does look really cool. And with that, now we have to start making the base look really nice, because this doesn't look nice. I'm gonna put our extra log walls over here just in case we might need them. I'm also gonna skip the night. We'll activate this. It only takes 1 gem this time. That's good. Furniture trader is back today though. See what he's got. Lavenders, curved hedgerows, fences, 5 wooden chairs, always useful, and more hedgerows. Not bad. But now that we're on day 312, some of that is skipped, obviously, with the 2 night skips that we've done so far. But still, we are ready to build a really nice base. We have so much furniture to place and so much wood to get rid of. So we're gonna start with the wood. All right, everything is generally in one place. I do have to get the stuff back here too though. All right, all cleaned up. We'll put this into the fire. Oh dude, we have so many saplings that the cultists are moving in slow-mo now. There we go. Raid is done. Extremely laggy, but not too bad. So now we have to make this base look pristine. And to start out, we're gonna get rid of a few of the things that I've been using, like the oil drill, biofuel, and boost pad, and also the lightning rod. And I'm gonna buy 1 more because we're gonna place a lightning rod on each side. So we're gonna start with that. Lightning rod 1 will be to the right side like this, and then our second lightning rod will be over here. That way it covers the whole base while it's also not directly in the center. Boost pad, we might just put that right by the door here like this. The oil drill is interesting. I wonder if there's a lake. I think there's one to this side. The wall is kind of covering it, so I don't know if I want to use that. I'm wondering if there's a lake inside the base or not. Oh yeah, there is, right there in the center. Okay, so we're gonna put that off to the side here so that all of that goes into the little pond. Now as for the biofuel processor, we're gonna put that to the side of the crafting bench. Don't need it just yet, and if we do end up needing it, we could just place it back down, but for now the oil should be good enough. These are also really interesting. I don't know where I'm gonna put these, so we're gonna leave them there for now. But the first thing that we're gonna do is decorate all of the kids' tents. So let me move some of this stuff out the way, and now I have to sort all of this. This is gonna take me a minute. Flowers we'll put on the rock. Farm stuff over here. We'll just kind of have to start sorting it out like that. All right, last thing. There we go. Okay, mixing it up a little bit, but now we have all the farm stuff off to the right, other stuff to the left, flowers here, and then our fountain I have separately, because I'm not sure where I want to put this yet. Probably somewhere nice and center as like the centerpiece to our base. I also do need to finally trade with the pelt trader. Let's see, I don't need any of this. Give him the wolf pelt too. Don't need any of this either. Don't have the alpha wolf pelt though. So now let's start sorting this even further. And there we go. Everything is sorted out. We have a ton of camping chairs here in the center. All of our signposts off to the side. Nightstands. Got some rugs, pillows, and fairy lights. And then the flowers up here. So we're gonna start out with doing our signposts. Those are always easy. Blue signposts. We're gonna put them always facing this way, in this circular direction. I also luckily have 1 for each kid. Then we're gonna take the nightstands, and actually before we do that, we're gonna take the beds and put the beds as beds for the kids. So regular bed always goes with Squid Kid. Put that right here. Old bed always with Dino Kid. Giant bed with Kraken Kid. And good bed doesn't really fit the color, but with the Koala Kid. Now we can take our nightstands, put 1 for the Kraken Kid, and then another one over here for the Koala Kid, just because they both have the bigger bed. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should give the nightstands to the kids with the smaller beds. That way it looks a little more even. There we go. I'm also going to use our temporal accelerometer again. We'll activate that. Furniture trader's back in town too. We're going to go hit him up. I'm lagging so bad because of that base. All right, what's he got? 2 bookshelves, table, mossy fences, purple beanbags, and a fairy light. Not bad at all. We're also going to give the bookshelf to the kids who have the smaller beds. So we're going to put them behind like this. Very nice. All right, next, I think we're going to work on the farm. And I'm not sure exactly where I want to put it. We don't have too much space. I think maybe if we moved the Koala Kid's bedroom to be back here, we can fit something right here. We're definitely going to have to move these saplings though. So let's do that. Put the good bed off to the side back here. And we'll grab all
all these saplings. And then I also do want to build a wood storage, which is where we're going to put all these saplings right off to the side here. Now my game is running at 60 frames per second now that we're moving these. All right, this one's overflowing, dude. I might have to build a second one. I think I am going to do that. So we're going to put that one right here. And maybe with them in two separate piles, it won't lag as much because already right now my game's doing a lot better. All right, there we go. All our saplings are off to the side. Bedroom is moved to the back. So now we'll have to figure out how to put the farm right here. I'm going to move some of these things as well to give us extra space. And then we're going to have to move them maybe outside the base. Not too bad of a spot. Oh, wait, I can't build out here. Maybe we could put it on the inside right here. And we'll put the map like this just so that you can see it. Ammo crate we'll keep inside for now. Gonna put that right behind the crafting bench. And then the radar right next to it like this. Very nice. All right, this looks like a nice little spot of land that we got. Now I'm gonna build more farm plots. I want to have at least 6 total. I think we're gonna have them kind of off to the back side here. So we'll put a plus sign right here, one right here, and the last one right here. And I actually do have an interesting design for how I want to do this. Gonna move some of these torches out of the way for that. All right, what is happening? My game is lagging so bad. We are getting raided, but that shouldn't be it. Oh, I'm about to die. I gotta be careful here. You've got to be kidding. Glad I have this thing, though. Gonna have to activate it again. All right, I might need... I'm definitely gonna get another lightning rod, because otherwise that's gonna happen again. Or, actually, nah. I was about to say, maybe we could use the weather machine, but the weather machine also probably costs cultist gems. But my idea with the garden here is that we're gonna get some shelves, and we're gonna use that as both the wall and storage. So we're gonna place these really close together. Place this one on a corner. All right, starting to look pretty good. Do need a few more, though. Then I'm gonna extend it out like this, give it a little bit of a doorway entrance. There we go. Actually, you know what? Maybe I do want to extend this in a different way. So if I put this right here, instead, crockpot can go right there. Then we got a nice little section in here. Perfect. But we also do have a lot of fences and trellises, hedgerows as well. And the hedgerows I actually have a cool idea for. So we're going to separate all the hedgerows out of here and separate everything else into piles too. All right, we got a ton of hedgerows, so let's see what we can do with these. All right, I like this. This will be our eating area for the restaurant, and in here will be the kitchen. So good to start cooking some stew now. We do have some extra hedgerows, so I'm going to keep those off to the side for now until we know what to do with them. But now let's take our tables, of which we only have one, sadly. So we're going to put that kind of off to the corner here just in case the furniture trader comes back one more time. And we're going to make it a table for 4, just like this. And now we're going to go get our torches. We're going to put 2 right here at the front entrance. And before I forget, we also want to put some at the very, very front, just as a nice little entry. Oh, wait, can't do that. Okay, never mind. But we're going to put a torch back here, one in this corner, and one back here. Actually, you know what? There already is light from this torch, so we'll be efficient and put one back here. Very nice. But I just realized we still have a lot of mossy fences, so I'm wondering, what do I do? I'm not 100% sure, but we're also going to take some of these flowers. We'll give a lavender to the koala kid and another one next to her bed, just because the purple matches. But then as for these flowers, we'll put some of these by the restaurant, just like that, and like this, and right here. And my buddy, the furniture trader, is back in town. And one last flower we'll put right here. Very nice decorations, but we're gonna now see if we can get more tables. That's what we need. So for the table, put that right here. I'm gonna go grab that chair again. I'm gonna put the chair facing in here, and then we do only have stools left, so we're gonna put those here and right here. So not perfect, but hey, this looks very nice. I do want to figure out what to do with these trellises and fences though. Maybe we should rework the farm, but then again, I don't have much space. Space is what I need here. We can move the oil drill. Actually, you know what? We are going to do that. That would look nicer. So what we'll do is, because the thing is so tall, we could put it on this side of the fence, and it should still throw out all the oil barrels into the lake. So that gives us a ton of space. We're also going to pick up these torches for now and use them however we can, and then we'll put them off to the side here. Then we're going to get rid of all these shelf walls, and I know what we're going to do with them. I know what we're going to do here. I just got to cut to the thing. Now let me show you our restaurant. We have the entryway, flowers, torches, chairs. We changed all of this to be fences and trellises, trellises being more towards the customers. Then we added 2 more farm plots right here that we could just squeeze in like this. Crockpot moved over here, and then back here is where our storage is, where we have sorted shelves like pumpkin shelves, corn, carrots, stew, steak, and chicken. Even though it's not really chicken, it just looks like chicken legs. We also just got more food, so we're gonna put those on the shelves. All right, this should make the corn shelf look nice. Perfect. But now that we have this done, let's decorate the kids' tent, which I think think I was gonna do first, which I kind of did, but now we can finish it. We have the red rug and the purple rug. Red rug, I do want to put underneath here. Maybe we should do this. Hold on. If I put the rug like this, and we pick up these two, put the bed in the center, and then the nightstand off to the side. There we go. Looks a little nicer. Then the purple rug, we can't necessarily put that underneath the green bed because it's, I mean, maybe it'd look kind of nice, but I want to put it out front just like that. That one looks a little nicer to me. All right, we're gonna head out and get some scrap. That way we can get the weather machine. And the furniture trader is back too. Magnolia flowers, hedgerows. I don't even think I'm gonna buy those. Stools are nice though, and some blue pillows. It is really hard to find scrap out here now. There is a base here though. That should be where I get a lot. Yeah, I don't think I've looted it either. You know what? We're just going inside. We're just going inside immediately. Get the engine, get the tire. Don't even need this chest. I just need scrap. Excuse me, sirs. Giant sack, we'll need that. Iron armor up there, we'll need that. Is there anything back here? There's an old radio, that's useful. Anything back here? Nope. Put the scrap in. Still not enough. So we're gonna continue designing the base real quick. We're gonna put our wooden stools right here. We only have one to use though, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest. Log benches, I actually have an idea for this. I want to put one right here. I also want to pick up the signpost, and the other log bench we'll put right here. And I think this is the last one we'll put right off to the side as a waiting area for our restaurant. So if you're waiting for a table, bam, pop a seat right there and you're good. I also do want to add some fairy lights around the base, so we can put one right here for both the tent and the bed. We have a lot more flowers as well. We can give some of those to the Kraken kid for the sides of her bed, just like this. Looks very nice. We do have a fairy lights double. Maybe if I have two archways, I could use that. Do I not have an archway? I thought I had an archway. There we go. Okay, we have one. I kind of wanted to use one on the front of the base, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to place it. Okay, I will. And we're going to put it like this. There we go. Don't think I'm going to need the arch. Kind of like it being on the restaurant. Looks pretty nice. We'll also put some for the front of the two girls' tents. We still have more, so we're going to put it on the back of the tents as well. We have some blue pillows. We'll put one as a pillow for the Kraken kid, and then the other one off to the side just to hang out on. Oh, wait, I have two more blue pillows. All right. You know what? What can we do with this? Maybe we could put one off to the side of the bed, one off to the back of the bed. Purple bean bag. Interesting. And we'll put another one as a front porch chair. We have another red pillow, so we'll put this off to the side as well. Two purple pillows. Actually, wait, no, we have three purple pillows. So we're going to put one here, and one here. Another red pillow. Didn't see I had this the first time, so we're going to put this at the edge of the bed. Because we have some hedgerows, I'm thinking maybe I could do something with it, like a hedgerow off the back of her bed. Matches the green a little bit. And then a couple hedgerows for behind her base. So like one off to the side here and one off to the side here forms a nice little nook. And then now we have to figure out what in the world to do with all these camping chairs. I think we're just going to put them in a giant circle around the campfire like this because we have so many. Dude, I have so many of these chairs. We're practically putting them touching each other. This is actually kind of crazy how many of these chairs I have. There we go. Finally placed all my chairs. That is insane. So now I'm going to try to go get the rest of the scrap for the weather machine. All right, I should have enough. Head back to base. Now let's see what this thing can do. It's not that big neither. So we'll put it back here with the rest of the OP stuff. Modify the weather. Okay, spend the gem and it worked. The rain immediately stopped. Cool. That's not bad. I actually kind of like that. We'll also skip another night. Take our final torches and we'll put them around the kids' tents. Then we'll give an extra one to the squid kid because his tent doesn't have too much. There doesn't seem to be much yellow furniture in the game. We also have two wooden stools, so I guess we could put that for the squid kid like this if he needs a chair to sit on or something, and then one on the side of his bed like this. This base is so full, dude. It's insane. This is very nice. But with that, we have officially completed our base. I don't think there's anything else really to do. I'm just gonna pick up these two things, but as for adding anything, we are good. But let's do the base tour. So as you can see on the outside here, we have our 3-layered log wall going all the way around the base with the maximum size as well. Some lights as you enter in with our utilities right here: map, sundial, compass, and boost pad. Some bear traps, which we have not activated yet because we don't have a raid yet. Bunch of saplings left over just in case I need a bunch of trees for whatever, but looks like we won't be needing those. We also have our health back there just in case you get injured. And then here we have the absolute amalgamation of 10,000 camping chairs. If you want one, take whichever one you like. I got too many. Then we have the kids' tents. We have the Kraken kids' tent here, looking very nice. 2 flowers, which adds a little touch. We have the Dino kids' tent right here. The Squid kids' tent right here. The Koala kids' tent is really nice. 2 purple bean bags out front, flowers, lights, another big light in the center here. Then we have right here her own hedgerow. Looks very nice. Adds a little touch to the base. And actually, before I show you the restaurant, our first customers are
are on their way for opening day. Come right this way, my good sir. Your name? David. Okay, sounds good, man. You can come right through here. Take a seat with me. No, sir, I'm not the food. I am not the food. Sir, I'm not the... All right, there we go. Now, we don't have any customers, as you saw earlier, but we have a very nice restaurant with its own waiting area out here. You're gonna have to listen to this grinder every once in a while, but it's just that good of a restaurant. On the inside, we have 2 tables for 4. Very exclusive restaurant. To get a reservation here is pretty hard. Has flowers, torches all around, looking very nice, with the farm and cooking section back here, as well as our own storage for all the things we might need for a restaurant. Maybe I do want some cake back here, but we don't have any right now. We do have pumpkins right here, corn, carrots, stew, steak, and chicken/beef. I don't know what to call that, but that is not it, because we have our oil drill in the background here, which is putting oil down in here whenever we need to restock for the fire. Gonna put this one back. And we have our very OP items all the way in the back here. We have our weather machine, which is blocking the rain for 3 whole days. We have our temporal accelerometer, which is a very hard thing to say, that has skipped a few nights for us, and our respawn capsule, which has saved me probably a few hundred Robux. But with that is the entire base. Maybe I forgot to mention these, but we got 2 lightning rods on the left and right, and that concludes the base tour. Let me know what you guys think of this base. It is so amazing from this view, seeing everything all at once, especially with how many walls we have. Looks nice, looks really safe. So rate this base out of 10 down in the comments. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video right here.